Conference Baseball Championships.
As the sun sets on Riley Park in Charleston, South Carolina, we look forward to Game 16 of the Southern Conference Baseball Championships, as the Wofford Terriers and the Citadel Bulldogs are the only two teams standings. That's right, it's the number 7 seed and the number 9 seed with a chance to go to the NCAA tournament. For Wofford, coming into the season, nary a win in the conference tournament in their history. Tonight, they can close out their first ever tournament title on the Southern Conference Sports Network.
The 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championships on the Southern Conference Sports Network are brought to you by BB&T. Banking, insurance, investments. There's opportunity here. TIAA CREF. Financial services for the greater good. Also brought to you by the toughest truck out there, the Ford F-150 and your Carolina Ford dealers.
Papa John's Pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Papa John's Pizza is the official pizza of Appalachian State Athletics.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
So let's say you go shopping, and you walk into the first store you come to. The store says, hey, no need to shop those other stores. We'll give you our price and theirs too. Well, you think, that would save you time, but then you come to your senses. How do you really know if you're getting the best deal?
Car insurance websites that promise multiple rate quotes can't speak for Geico. Shop for yourself at geico.com. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Hello?
Hi, Veronica, it's Melody, Chrissy's mom.
Oh, hi, Melody. How are you?
Fine. Well, a little concerned, actually.
How come?
Well, Chrissy said they were going to the basketball game, but frankly, I'm a bit skeptical.
You too? Gosh, I hope that's where they were going. I mean, I try my best to keep track of where Beth goes, who she's with, when she'll be back.
Yeah, me too. You know, I didn't even think they liked basketball.
Tell you what, Beth has her cell with her. Why don't I give her a call, and I'll call you right back.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye. Hi, honey. How's the basketball game?
It's okay.
Funny. It doesn't sound like a basketball game.
We're cheering for the Tomcats basketball team.
Go Tomcats! What were you saying, Mom?
Kids make the right choices when parents stay involved. Call 1-800-359-TALK or visit FamilyTalkOnline.com for a free parent guide on underage drinking. Responsibility matters. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome back inside Riley Park. David Shumate, Drew Branyon with you as we move into the nightcap of this, what potentially could be Championship Saturday. And welcome again to the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championships. It's Wofford and the Citadel squaring off tonight. Wofford yet to be beaten in this tournament. The Citadel was taken down by the Terriers last night in the championship game of the winner's bracket, but responded earlier today with a win over Elon to advance to tonight's game. If they can pull out the victory, we'll play tomorrow afternoon to decide an ultimate winner. We bring in Drew Branyon, and Drew, when you look at this game, on the outside looking in, it's going to be an important one between the Wofford and the Citadel, especially for Steve Traylor and company. They have Austin Redwine going, a great pitcher that took out the College of Charleston as they lost that game 19-6 to the Cougars and never really responded in this tournament. And for the Citadel, it's going to be young freshman Matt Reef-Snyder will get the start. If he sounds familiar, it's because he closed out the game earlier today, eliminating the Elon Phoenix. Fred Jordan had a big decision to make, picking out a starter for tonight, and Reef-Snyder gets the call. I had a chance to catch up with him just a moment ago. Actually, we're going to wait to hear from Coach Jordan. Let's go ahead and listen in with Drew's interview with Steve Traylor.
Now in the championship game of the Southern Conference Tournament, and big question is, you guys rode the Cinderella bandwagon to get here. How does that feel?
Well, it feels good. The thing that feels the best is that we've really played solid baseball. We've played with a real purpose and a passion so far this week, and we're just trying to carry that on through, trying to ride the wave a little bit. So we've played awful hard.
And another question that's on the mind of a lot of people in the media is you had to miss your daughter's graduation last night to play the game. But how upset was she at that?
She was with me. She was behind me. She supported me, so she knew I was with her in spirit, and I just couldn't be there. Again, life of a coach, you don't get to do all that stuff, and I was sorry to not be able to be there, but it was great to be with my players and to be riding this wave for Wofford College and with all of our people being down here. So obviously that had to be done. I was happy to be here.
You guys have had the opportunity to rest for about 24 hours as compared to the Citadel when they had to go against the Elon Phoenix earlier today. So how much of an advantage does that put you guys at over the Bulldogs?
Oh, I don't think it's any advantage at all. I think it was good for them to get out and play again and get a win under their belt and generate some momentum. So I'm sure Freddie was glad to be out playing this morning and get a W and head to the ballpark this afternoon. I mean, this is going to be a 5,000 Bulldog fans, so I don't think emotions or physical tiredness is going to be an issue for the Citadel. They're going to be jacked up, and they're going to have a whole bunch of people behind them pushing them. So we got to fight through all that.
Their bullpen has kind of been riding thin a little bit here. Matt Reefsnyder gets the start for the Bulldogs today. He did close the game against the Elon Phoenix earlier today. Well, how are you going to try to get after him to try to get into that Citadel bullpen, knowing that they're pretty stretched thin? Link Saunders has been pitching quite a bit for the Bulldogs. Justin Smith has pitched over 5 innings in the tournament as well.
Well, I think everybody's in the same boat right now. We're really no different situation than what they are. I don't think we do anything special to try to get into it. If you can work some counts and get some pitch counts up, obviously that helps get into a bullpen sooner. But, they've got plenty of pitching over there. We've been using, we used Vartanian a couple times, and we may not have him available tonight. So, everybody's kind of dealing with the same hand they're dealt, and we'll be fine, they'll be fine.
Pitching performances have been key for you guys in the Southern Conference Tournament, starting with Ben Austin. 2 great starts for your right-hander there. Austin Redwine going to the hill tonight. He had a great start in the second tournament game for you guys. What do you expect from him tonight?
Well, again, it's hard to say. It's when we started Ben Austin last night, we really didn't know what to expect. He was on about 2.5 days rest, and he ended up throwing a masterpiece, and we didn't know if he'd be able to pitch more than an inning or two. So you don't know until you get out there and the adrenaline gets flowing and you start working up a lather. Redwine will be in the same position. We're going to run him out there the same way we did Ben Austin. Hopefully he'll get us a few good innings, and then we got some guys in the bullpen to go to, but we'd like to milk that for as much as it's worth.
And finally, Coach, with all the success in the Southern Conference Tournament, any thoughts about taking back your resignation at the end of the season?
Oh, absolutely not. No, that's a life decision. That wasn't made overnight, and it wouldn't be changed overnight. I'm perfectly at peace with my decision, and just thrilled I can be down in this environment with my team and with all the Wofford people.
Quite a swan song for you in your career. Congratulations, Coach, on everything that's happened to you here in the tournament and your daughter's graduation, and best of luck today against the Bulldogs.
Well, I appreciate it. It's all been a blessing, that's for sure. Thank you.
The lane, down low. Its names are many, and its defense is at all costs. Try to step into it, and you'll come face to face with a 7-foot tower of humanity saying, "Not in my lane, baby." Nobody stands their ground quite like Ford F-150. The best-selling truck for 29 straight years has best in-class towing and payload. F-150 is just too tough to tangle with. Visit your Carolina Ford dealer. Ford. Bold moves.
Does opportunity have a hometown? Where does it live? In small towns? Big cities? Does it live in a brick ranch or clapboard farmhouse or midtown loft? A small business or a global corporation? Does it rent or own? At BB&T, we see opportunity living everywhere. Whether it's a checking account, business line of credit, protecting your family financially, or growing your money. We believe every financial decision you make, every transaction, is an opportunity. If your bank doesn't see it that way, you should see us. Stop by one of our local financial
centers. Coach, a big win for you guys in the first game today. Can you talk about the effort Wes Wren had, especially going 7 strong innings?
Banking, insurance, investments, BB&T. There's
questions. Here we go, Coach.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Big win for you guys in the first game today.
Or FDIC insured.
Quick questions. Here we go, Coach Jordan, in 3, 2, 1.
The Southern Conference. Its dorms and dates and stately trees, books and class, and real class, spectacular sports and passionate fans, nervous freshmen and confident graduates ready to take on the world. Since 1921, a real learning experience. This is the Southern Conference.
The 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championships on the Southern Conference Sports Network are brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15%. Anheuser-Busch, saluting America's designated drivers.
Here we go, Coach Jordan.
The
3,
Mass General
2,
Store.
1.
Skyline Skybest, the official long-distance provider of the Appalachian Sports Network. Wachovia, rated #1 in customer service for 5 years running. Bank with the best.
Welcome back to Riley Park in Charleston, South Carolina. The Citadel Bulldogs able to stave off elimination earlier this afternoon as they knocked off Elon by a final score of 5-2, and I had a chance to catch up with the head coach of the Citadel just a moment ago as Fred Jordan squares off against Wofford tonight. Coach, a big win for you guys in the first game today. Can you talk about the effort Wes Wren had, especially going 7 strong innings and saving guys like Justin Smith, Link Saunders, giving them a chance to get a break in the first game as you guys go into the nightcap?
Wes pitched very well. He threw 3 pitches for strikes and was able to get out of 2 jams. And we tried to string him out through the 8th, but he was give out.
Got Reese Snyder, a freshman, taking the mound tonight against Austin Redwine, a very solid pitcher for Wofford that had a great outing against the College of Charleston. 2 very solid pitchers. It was a pitcher's duel last night. What do you expect out here tonight?
I'm sure Redwine's going to compete. He's a veteran guy and been around a long time, and we'll see how Reese Snyder responds. He's a freshman, and hopefully he'll be in the strike zone.
Do you think it'll affect him all that he had to come out and close in the first game?
Nah, he's our best option right now. He'll be fine.
When you look at this tournament changing formats a couple of years ago and opening round games, a chance for teams that were in the 9 and 10 slots to get to the tournament, and here's Wofford in the tournament final, and you guys advancing through, what does that say about the depth of the conference this year?
Well, I think it's a deep conference. I'm not a proponent of the format. In our situation, I think we were like 5 or 6 games better than 8, 9, and 10, and so that's just part of it. The format was approved, and we played in, and we're still playing. But the conference is very deep.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
That's Fred Jordan, the head coach of the Citadel Bulldogs, as we get set for this one between Wofford and the Citadel. If you're curious, Wofford is not the first team with a shot to win the tournament, rather, with the losing record. These Bulldogs did it back in the 90s. And Drew, when you look at this matchup, Reese Snyder is going to have to have a big outing against a player like Austin Redwine that took on the big bats of the Cougars and just silenced them on Wednesday afternoon.
He's going to have a performance very similar to what Wes Wren did earlier today here at Riley Park, and I think you can't expect to be maybe as good as him just because Wes Wren was so good today. But you have to go out, you have to eat up 5, 6, 7 innings. You got to get into that Citadel bullpen. It's really kind of a worn-out situation for the Bulldogs. I mean, you look at someone like Link Saunders, who's pitched 5 1/3 innings already in 3 appearances in the Southern Conference Tournament. You look at someone like Justin Smith, 7 2/3 inning. Raymond Copenhaver pitched earlier today. He's pitched 4 1/3 combined as well. You can use guys like Chris McGinnis, Nick Sprouse out of the bullpen, who started a couple games for these Citadel Bulldogs because they didn't go that long. But outside of that, you got to ask Reese Snyder to eat up some innings, and especially if you want to win today and head on to tomorrow, you're going to have to save your bullpen.
It's interesting, the dynamic in the Southern Conference Tournament, because it is double elimination game. This one certainly has the feel of a championship, but for the Citadel, they just want to get to tomorrow afternoon. They have the largest contingents of fans, obviously, here in their home stadium in Raleigh Park, but it's pretty impressive what Wofford's been able to bring down to the tournament.
Oh, yeah, it definitely has been. I mean, you heard the pregame comments from Coach Traylor. He is ecstatic about being here. He said this is a great time. His retirement, he announced his retirement coming up after the season's over, which might be extended just a little bit more than he thought it would be.
Quickly closing in on the first pitch. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll play baseball between the Citadel and Wofford. A chance for the Terriers to grab a championship. Welcome back inside Riley Park in Charleston, South Carolina, as we close in on the first pitch between the Wofford Terriers and the Citadel Bulldogs. Quite a contrast historically between these two teams. The Bulldogs with 6 tournament titles in Southern Conference play. Wofford has not won in the tournament until this year. They've won 4 in a row to start things, the only unbeaten team left. And if they win tonight, they're going to the NCAA tournament. Just an incredible story. Let's get you set with the designated visiting team, Wofford. That may sound like a contrast because they are undefeated here this week, but they were the home team last night, so they'll be the visiting team tonight. And the Citadel will wear the home whites. As we take a look at the starting lineup here tonight for Wofford, batting first will be Mike Gilmartin, the shortstop, batting .325, a .365 hitter, and Bradford Eves will go second. He's got 8 doubles on the year. Shane Kirkley will be the designated hitter. He bats .314. Brandon Waring will bat cleanup. 26 home runs, 4 in this tournament, as he shares the record right now and a chance to take it for himself this evening. John Brandt, the left fielder, will bat 5th. Adam Wood will go out of the 6th hole, batting .291 this year. Sterling Dye will bring his 12 doubles to the plate, as the right fielder will bat 7th. The catcher, Keith Munz, will go 8th, and rounding out the starting lineup, it'll be Eric Sturkey, as they'll square off against Matt Reesnyder. With a 5.40 earned run average, a record of 3-4, this will be his 10th start on the year. He's walked 23 and struck out 34, and Gilmartin will start things for the Terriers on the left side of the plate. And the opening pitch of the night session is off the inside corner, ball 1, as Drew Brannion takes you around the defensive lineup for the Citadel.
Starting in left field for the Citadel will be Chris Swagger. Chance Smith getting the start in center. Joe Horter out in right. Matt Arnold, Kyle Jordan, Brian Altman, Zach Brown around the horn from third to first. And getting the start today in the first action he's seen in the Southern Conference tournament as far as the starting position goes, Sid Fowlaw, as Richard Jones is the designated hitter today, and again Matt Reesnyder on the mound.
As the 2-0 pitch catches the inside corner, rather the outside corner for a strike. 4 umpires for you tonight, and we'll have 4 if we go to tomorrow for these championship contests. Daryl Arnold will call the balls and strikes. Down at third will be Barry Chambers. At second, Randy Watkins. And Randy Dolan pulling double duty today. He worked behind the plate in the first game. He will be down at first base tonight, as that's fouled out of play, and the count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Talk about the honors for these two teams. This is also an honor for these umpires, as they've been chosen as the best of the week. And they'll get to call the championship games here this weekend, as that misses up and away, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Great crowd on hand here at Riley Park, one of the best of the week, as would be expected with the homestanding Bulldogs in the mix for a title. And the payoff pitch is swung on and grounded through the hole on the right side for a base hit. A leadoff single for Mike Gilmartin, and in steps Bradford Eves. Eves, a right-handed batting center fielder, a senior out of Columbia, South Carolina.
Third baseman would be standing there holding his hand.
Last night against the Citadel, he went 1 for 4 with a single. Hoping for a little bit better evening at the plate here tonight, as he squares to bunt and gets off a beauty. The first baseman will go to second to cut down Mike Gilmartin. It looked like he had snuck it by the pitcher, Matt Reesnyder, but quick with the reflexes was Zach Brown to cut down the lead runner.
Yeah, that was a very tough bunt. That was a very hard bunt up the first base line. You usually look to lay it a little bit softer, past the pitcher, past the first baseman, but Zach Brown did a terrific job of being able to get that bunt, and being left-handed, had an easy throw to make towards second base.
And there's one out for Shane Kirkley, and they pick him off over at first. Mike Gilmartin goes out on a way to second, and now Bradford Eves has been picked off, and this Citadel crowd loves it. What a move from Reesnyder.
And right now, David, Wofford walking with their tail between their legs,
so to speak. As Reesnyder, a right-hander, was quick over to first, and I don't think Steve Traylor thought he was out, but Randy Dolan did, and that's the only opinion that matters.
I thought he was out too.
Already an energetic start to this one, as there are now 2 out for Kirkley and nobody on. Kirkley, a designated hitter, bats .314 on the year. Strike one. And the 0-1 pitch. High for a ball. Drew made reference to the Terriers. We do have one young Terrier behind the Wofford dugout.
Yep.
Not the official mascot, but I guess the unofficial one here tonight, as that is actually, as Mandy Copeland tells us, the official Wofford Terrier. Bringing out all the big names as this is served to right for a base hit. So with the errant bunt and the pickoff move from Reese Snyder, this could certainly have been a much bigger inning for Wofford, Drew. As it goes, there's 1 on and 2 out.
It still can be with Brandon Waring coming to the plate. Like we said before, it tied the record for Southern Conference Tournament home runs with 4 in one season. Has a chance to break it right here. The wind kind of blowing in a little bit from right center field.
He's not too imposing when you just look at him. Lean, but boy, can he swing the bat. And with 2 out, he has one bounce away to him. 1 ball.
By starting Sid Fatlaw behind the plate, David, with the Citadel, he is a much better defensive addition to the Bulldog lineup instead of Richard Jones. Not to take anything away from what he's done this season, but Fatlaw's got a rocket behind the plate. He's going to be able to block a lot more balls than Jones would, and with a designated hitter, you're able to keep him in the lineup. Fatlaw not an offensive liability. He is hitting .267 on the season.
1-0 to Waring, ripped foul down the third base line. A ball and a strike. If you look at the tournament numbers for Brandon Waring, he's batting .403, which is just incredible consistency over the year. .571 here in Charleston. He is 12 for 21 with 4 home runs. I think they're already scratching his name into the all-tournament team. He locked that up earlier in the week.
And maybe with the MVP.
Ball and a strike. Certainly a chance to be the most outstanding player here in Charleston if Wofford is victorious. A great chance. As the 1-1 pitch, a check back over to first, and diving back in is Kirkley. Kirkley has got a stolen base on the year, but he's only attempted once in the 1-1 pitch. Low and away, ball 2, and that's to be expected, Drew. Not a lot of steal attempts for this Wofford club. When you have so many big bats leading the league in home runs in the lineup, don't want to run yourself out of an inning. And a 2-1 offering coming to Waring. The wind has died down here, not much to speak of happening with the flags out and right, and that's been our biggest indicator all week. 2-1 pitch, foul back and out of play, 2-2.
Waring a little upset with himself that he wasn't able to get around on that pitch. He was just off of it, just under it to foul it back. But he's got to be choking up right here, getting ready to try to do something for the Wofford Terriers in the championship game. Again, a win here for the Terriers means they move on to the NCAA tournament.
And the 2-2 pitch. Ring him up on the outside corner. First strikeout of the day for Matt Reeve-Snyder, and the side is retired for Wofford in the top half of the first. The Citadel coming to bat. No score in Charleston.
Hello.
Hi, Veronica. It's Melody, Chrissy's mom.
Oh, hi, Melody. How are you?
Fine. Well, a little concerned, actually.
How come?
Well, Chrissy said they were going to the basketball game, but frankly, I'm a bit skeptical.
You too? Gosh, I hope that's where they were going. I mean, I try my best to keep track of where Beth goes, who she's with, when she'll be back.
Yeah, me too. You know, I didn't even think they liked basketball.
Tell you what, Beth has her cell with her. Why don't I give her a call, and I'll call you right back.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Hello?
Hi, honey. How's the basketball game?
It's okay.
Funny. It doesn't sound like a basketball game.
Let's hear it for the Tomcats basketball team!
Go Tomcats! What were you saying, Mom?
Kids make the right choices when parents stay involved. Call 1-800-359-TALK or visit FamilyTalkOnline.com for a free parent guide on underage drinking. Responsibility matters. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Back in Charleston, David Shoemate Drew Brannion with you as we make our way to the bottom half of the first inning. The Citadel coming to bat. Let's get you set with tonight's starting lineup for the Bulldogs. It'll be Chance Smith, the center fielder, to lead things off, a .262 hitter with 18 runs batted in. Chris Swager will bat second. The left fielder has 51 runs batted in on the year. Number 9, Zach Brown, will bat third, a .361 hitter. It'll be the designated hitter, number 18, Richard Jones, in the cleanup spot tonight. Number 5 will be Matt Arnold, a third baseman. He will also bat fifth, a .304 hitter, and Brian Altman will go sixth. The catcher, Sid Fowler, will bat seventh. Joe Horter, a right fielder, will bat eighth, and a .271 hitter, the shortstop, Kyle Jordan, rounds out the starting lineup for the Citadel, taking on Austin Redwine as a bunt down the third base line to start things off. Waring comes in, fires to first, 1 out.
He shows that he's not only an offensive threat, but also a defensive threat. We've seen him make a ton of really nice plays here in the tournament.
As in steps Chris Swager, Drew Brannion is going to take you through the defensive lineup for the Terriers.
Well, David, John Brandt, Bradford Eves, and Sterling Dye from left to right field, and from the infield, Adam Wood at first, Eric Sturkey at second, Mike Gilmartin at shortstop, Brandon Waring at third, and behind the plate, Keith Munns, and as we mentioned, on the mound, right-handed Austin Redwine.
As an 0-1 offering, and this is away for a ball. And the 1-1 pitch swung on and served in the air to fairly deep left field, but playable for John Brandt for the second out of the inning. And with 2 out and nobody on, in steps Zach Brown. Brown, a .361 hitter. That's left-handed, and Austin Redwine deals for a ball low and away. After Brown, a chance for Richard Jones to get to the plate. He's certainly got to get some attention as a potential all-tournament team member. And the 1-0 pitch misses high for ball 2. And a 2-0 offering is sent in the air to right center field and fairly deep, but it'll be playable for Bradford Eves. A ground out, a couple of fly ball outs, and Austin Redwine sits down. The Bulldogs in order in the bottom of the first. We move to the second. No score in Charleston. Back out to work the second inning is Matt Reef-Snyder, a right-hander, a freshman, and he'll deal to John Brandt to start things, up and in for a ball. Reef-Snyder had an adventure of it in the first, gave up a couple of singles, but was helped out by maybe some mental errors on the part of Wofford And ended up striking out Brandon Waring, looking to end the top of the first as that misses inside ball 2. Two balls, no strikes to the right-handed batting Brandt. Swung on and sent in the air to left. Coming in is Chris Swager. 1 out. That'll bring Adam Wood to the plate. Wood, a junior out of Greer, South Carolina. Comes in batting .291. Last night against the Citadel, he went 1 for 4. It was a great game between the Terriers and the Bulldogs as this was grounded on the right side of the infield. An easy chance for Brian Altman, and there are 2 out. And in steps Sterling Dye. Dye will bat with 2 out and nobody on. A .277 hitter with 12 doubles, 28 runs batted in. I mentioned earlier, Wofford in search of their first Southern Conference Baseball Tournament championship. With 2 outs, the ball high and Drew. This literally came out of nowhere. Wofford, since they joined the league back in 1998, has never contended in the Southern Conference regular season. Yep. Been ousted quickly when they have made it here to Charleston for the baseball tournament. And this week they've been unbeatable so far as it's down and in for ball 2.
Well, the things that are going to prevent them from coming back next year, and not say to prevent them from coming back, that could hinder them, is the fact that Steve Traylor retiring, and you've already signed a lot of recruits for next year, but a tournament appearance like this could honestly really set this program into motion and help things towards the future.
2-0 pitch catches the inside corner for a strike. Certainly can, Drew. We had talked with Mike Gaske earlier in the week, and he didn't like the format because he thought it hurt recruiting. It certainly could help Wofford. As the 2-1 pitch is sent in the air to right and deep. Back at the warning track to make the play is Joe Horter, and the side is retired in order here in the second. We move to the bottom half. No score between Wofford and the Citadel.
Papa John's pizza, it's so good. Better is best, that's understood. Better call Papa John's tonight. Better call Papa, he's got it right. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's.
Papa John's Pizza is the official pizza of Appalachian State Athletics.
Papa John's. Better call Papa.
Threats from hazardous weather. We never think these will happen to us, and when they do, we're often surprised and unprepared. Let the Hazardous Weather Preparedness Institute work with you in preparing your operation for threats associated with hazardous weather. Emergency plan development, testing, educational programs, including our popular Lunch and Learn sessions, get you prepared before the storm. Call us today for more information, 336-254-5132. That's 336-254-5132, or visit us on the web at weatherpreparedness.com.
David Shumate, Drew Branyan here as we move to the bottom half of the second inning. No score in Charleston. Filling out our all-tournament team brackets, and there are a couple ones that jump out at you, like Richard Jones, Brandon Waring. We both agree on Pat Irvine. And who do you got down as the pitcher of the tournament?
Pitcher, I struggle between Wes Wren and Link Saunders and Ben Austin, but I think I'm going to go with Ben Austin on this one.
Certainly a good choice there. I think I'm going to have to go with Wes Wren just for the quality of opponents that he beat. Ben Austin was certainly impressive in that game against Furman, but when you look at Wes Wren going out against Western Carolina and earlier today against Elon, as that's on the inside corner for a strike, 2 and 3 seeds in the tournament, and he dominated both of them. You can certainly see both sides of the coin as Ben Austin pitching on very short rest.
And against the Citadel and a team that he really just shut them down.
And the 0-1 pitch swung right over the top of by Jones quickly. 0-2.
I mean, he allowed a couple of home runs, one to Chris Swager, one to Richard Jones, but really outside of that, there was no kind of scoring threat whatsoever from the Citadel.
And it's an 0-2 count to Jones with 15 home runs on the year as he takes it high for ball one. Batting from the left side, the wind beginning to pick up. As soon as we said it, it died down. And the 1-2 pitch. Cut on and missed, and Jones is retired on strikes. And that'll bring Matt Arnold to the plate. As you take a look at the statistics in this tournament, Mandy Copeland providing those. It's interesting to see someone like Chris Schwager, someone we haven't talked about a lot. Second in the tournament in hits behind Brandon Waring of Wofford. And with one out, it's up and away for a ball. But the stats kind of reflect what we were talking about earlier. Outside of Wofford and the Citadel, there's no one that really stands out to you.
Right.
It's pretty impressive what these two teams have done here this week, as this is chopped on the left side of the infield. Off the mound to make the play is Austin Redwine for the second out.
You got Pat Irvine from Elon, plays left field for them. He had a whale of a tournament. I think Chase Austin, Elon's second baseman, had a pretty good tournament as well. Had 3 doubles in the first game against Georgia Southern and came out and has had a couple of big hits. And I think you got to look at Andrew Franco from Appalachian State in the designated hitter role. He's hitting something over 600 for the tournament as well in 3 different games.
And with 2 out and nobody on, here's Brian Altman, the second baseman, taking a strike on the outside corner. And the 0-1 pitch, low outside for a ball. Interesting to see, something we haven't seen all week. If you look out to the left, the bridge is up.
Yeah, how about that?
Let's caught that out of the corner of the eye. And the 1-1 pitch, low and away, ball 2. Ball, 2 balls and a strike to Brian Altman. And Redwine's offering again on the outside corner for strike 2.
Hear a lot of displeasure from the Citadel fans, but that one was close. They would have called it a ball. Wofford fans would have been upset, so no way to go there if you're Darrell Arnold.
2-2 pitch from Redwine. Grounded on the left side. Fielded by the shortstop, Mike Gilmartin. And the side is retired. Redwine struts off. He's retired the first 6 he's faced. We move to the third, and there is no score between Wofford and the Citadel from Charleston.
Welcome back to Riley Park. Drew Brandon joined alongside David Shoemate as Matt Riefsnyder heads back out to the mound. He's retired 3 out of the 4 that he faced. Had an interesting first inning. Mike Gilmartin led off with a seeing eye single. Got on first base. He got forced out at second after a bunt attempt went bad by Bradford Eves. A little too hard to Zach Brown. He threw it over to first base. And then that put Bradford Eves on. He got picked off. Shane Kirkley came up. He hit a single. Brandon Waring struck out looking. to follow that. 3 in a row set down in the second, and that brings Keith Munns to the plate. The 8th hole for the Wofford Terriers, 265 on the season, 8 home runs, 30 runs driven in. He fists this one off in foul territory. That's going to reach the top of the Citadel dugout, 0-1. For the tournament, Munns not very strong, 154 average, 2 hits and 13 at-bats. He does have an RBI. 2 hits, one of those being a double. That rides high. 1-1. And David, you look at Brandon Waring's slugging percentage, 1.238.
I guess he's all right.
Not too bad, not too bad.
He's so close. It looked like he was going to run away with some of these tournament records, but
pop fly towards center field. Chance Smith moves under it and puts it away for out number 1. 5 in a row retired by Reese Snyder.
But when you look at these last 2 games that we've gotten deep in this tournament, everyone knew that Wofford could hit the ball hard. And that's how they got through their first 2 games when you got to the double elimination side of things. A 19-6 rout of the College of Charleston. They pounded out 12 runs against UNC Greensboro. But it's been great pitching here this weekend. You look at last night with Ben Austin going out there and picking up a 6-2 win. And Austin Redwine, a good start to this one.
That'll bring up Eric Sturkey. He's had a pretty good tournament. Might deserve some tournament selection nominations as well. 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, strong 313. And this now the Terriers' 5th game. Rip towards third base. Nice stop by Matt Arnold. Diving play as both teams have brought the pitching and have brought the defense here tonight. 6 in a row set down by Reese Snyder.
And so far in this game, you can say what you want to about the 7 and 9 seeds maybe not being the best teams consistently over the record of this season. Playing some high-quality baseball at the start of this one.
And we heard from Fred Jordan's pregame comments about him not agreeing necessarily with the tournament format, allowing, I think what he's upset at is he's a 7 seed, 5 games above, like he said, the 8, 9, 10 seeds, which had to fight out till the last day in the regular season, which one of the seeds that those 3 lower seeds were. I can understand him being upset with that, where normally you just head in and start playing without that extra game. But if you don't have that, you don't have this matchup either.
And to that, I say, if you don't like playing on the first day,
start winning
better than
more.
7th in the conference. It's designed to favor those teams that do well in the regular season. They got to have some edge coming in.
Goes low and inside, 2-0.
I mean, I understand where the coach's perspective is coming from, but I also like the element that everyone feels like they have a second chance when this tournament starts.
Yep.
Just like the basketball tournament for the Southern Conference.
They have the same kind of play-in system, or at least on the women's side they do, as that one's fouled straight back, 2-1.
I mean, otherwise, you'd start seeing things late in the conference season, people trying out new things, those that are out of contention for tournament play. And it doesn't give everyone a level playing field as they're playing for tournament seeds. Say you're the 2 seed chasing down the 1 seed, and you get a team that's already been eliminated from conference tournament play contention. They may not be the same quality team they were earlier in the season. Even though they're still at the bottom of the league, they may be not as talented or deep a team as they were earlier in the year.
Right. Fists it off down the left field line. Gil Martin goes 2-2. He singled his first time up. 325 hitter on the season. Has driven in 49 while hitting 13 out of the park. He chops this one down third base. Matt Arnold up with it quickly. Over towards first base. Nice footwork around the bag for Zach Brown. That'll retire the Wofford half of the third inning. We move to the bottom half of the third. No score here in Charleston. The Terriers coming to, or the Bulldogs coming to play rather.
As your local telecommunications providers, Skyline and SkyBest are proud to be a part of this community. We're part of the neighborhoods we serve. And when the community calls, we answer. Everything we do is dedicated to the things you value most. At Skyline and SkyBest, we want to help everyone reach for the sky and bring home the world. Skyline Membership Corporation and SkyBest Communications. Reach for the sky.
Avarian Technology Solutions of Boone can handle all of your computing needs. Avarian is a Microsoft certified partner and a Dell Computer Value Added reseller. Avarian has certified network consultants on staff to assist you with both setup and support. Avarian also offers wireless networking services and specializes in security for both wired and wireless networks. Mention this commercial and receive a free network evaluation. Call them at 828-263-9191. Avarian Professional Technology Solutions.
Alongside David Shoemate, I'm Drew Brandon. Welcome back to Riley Park here in beautiful Charleston, South Carolina. Some great weather once again today as the bottom third of the order due up against Austin Redwine. Sid Fowler due up as he takes that one inside, 1-0. 267 hitter on the season, 2 home runs, 17 runs driven in for the Citadel backstop. He did not start any of the other tournament games for the Citadel. Swing and miss, strike one. Started a few games in the regular season. This will be his 28th start of the year. A very good defensive catcher. What you would call, I would say, gold glove caliber. As that one rolls inside 2-1. If he had to choose gold gloves for the Southern Conference, he would certainly be in the top 2. And I can't think of the other one that would challenge him. 2-1 pitch. Outside corner for a strike, 2-2. I got to see the Citadel play at Appalachian this year, and Sid Fowler behind the plate gunned out several Appalachian players on straight shots. None of them one-hopped anywhere. Everything was right where they needed to be, as he delivered very quickly. 3-2 count to the catcher. This one dribbled towards shortstop. Gil Martin side arms it over to first and one away.
That's a nice play at short there for Gil Martin. Charging hard on the ball. Had to circle around it to have an angle to make the play at first. And when you do that, you run the risk of not being able to get in front of the ball. You have to time the bounce just right. And a nice play for him on a dead sprint for the first out of the inning.
That'll bring Joe Horter to the plate. 306 hitter on the year. No home runs. 3 runs driven in. That pitch goes outside. 1-0. We look at what he's done in the Southern Conference tournament. He's leading the Bulldogs in average. 13 at bats, 6 hits for a 462 spot. That misses high. 2-0. No extra base hits, only 1 RBI. Does have an outfield assist towards first base after a misplay last night. That one falls off. 3-0. That one misses the edge of the strike zone. That'll put Joe Horter on with the free pass. The first base runner of the night for the Citadel.
Kind of on there. Austin Redwine was really dealing. And 4 straight out of the strike zone, and the Citadel looking to finally crack this very tough right-hander who had a wonderful performance against the College of Charleston. We remember talking at the start of that game thinking he was going to have the game of his life going up against Nick Chigas. Who knew he was going to get so much run support, but to be quite honest, Drew, he didn't need it.
No. He gave up 5 runs, 4 of them earned. In the 7 2/3 innings that he worked, that one's a strike on the outside corner to Kyle Jordan, 0-1.
But a lot of those runs he gave up, it was when the game was well out of reach.
Yeah.
And it's sometimes difficult to keep your focus with such a large lead.
Redwine will come set and deliver the 0-1 pitch. Driven deep towards left field. Going back to the wall is John Brent. He puts it away for out number 2. That was jacked by Kyle Jordan. And again, the wind just knocked it down.
Yeah, that high into there, it's going to be very difficult to get the ball out on the left. You heard the reaction from the Citadel fans. That's because John Brandt broke sharply back towards the wall on left, just teasing him a little bit as he didn't even have to go to the warning track to put that one away.
That'll bring back the top of the order in Chance Smith. Center fielder is 0 for 1 on the day. Redwine comes set and delivers. Fastball just misses outside, 1-0. One-0 pitch. Bottom half of the third. Strike on the inside corner, 1-1. No score yet in Charleston for the Southern Conference Championship. It'll be one of these two teams, just a matter of how they do it. Wofford, if they win today, wins the tournament outright. As the pitch popped in the air. Redwine calling everybody off, and then Waring's going to call him off instead. And that will retire the side for the Citadel in the bottom half of the third. We move to the top of the fourth. No score here in Charleston on the Southern Conference Sports Network. Bradford Eves due up at the plate for the Wofford Terriers here in the top half of the fourth. Glad to have you with us, Drew Brandon, alongside David Shoemate, as curveball inside for ball number 1. Eves, his first time up, bunted down the line towards first base. Zach Brown picked it up and retired Michael Martin at first. Swing, foul tip, back to the plate. 1-1.
Give a call to this freshman lefty. He's going up against tonight Austin Redwine, a pitcher that really seems to be dominating the bats of the Citadel, and he has gone toe-to-toe. Gave up a couple of hits, but really wasn't threatened in the top half of the first inning, and nothing since.
As Reed Snyder winds, 1-1 pitch. It fouled down the first base side, well out of play, 1-2.
It's one of those great truisms in baseball. You work ahead, it's much easier, and both of these pitchers have been out in front all night long.
Reed Snyder obviously taking a page out of Ben Austin's book as Eve stands in there. One-two pitch. Strike 3 called on the inside corner, 1 down.
Oh, he went to the curveball and got Bradford Eves to buckle at the knees.
That'll bring up Shane Kirkley to the plate.
On the inner half, he knew it, and Darrell Arnold went up with the right arm. And Drew, this is incredible what we're seeing here. The level of pitching and the level of defense, and what amounts to a championship game for the Terriers and an elimination game for the Citadel.
As the pitch, fastball rides high. 1-0. If you want to talk to us, send us an email at soconbaseball@gmail.com. We had a listener from the College of Charleston email us last night. Sorry we did not reply. Did not get your email until early this morning. As fastball Catches the outside corner to Shane Kirkley. 1-1. If you want to talk to us live, you can IM us at ASNDJ on your AOL instant message account. 1-1 counter waiting to Shane Kirkley. He singled his last time up. He dribbles this one down third base line. That'll go fair. Matt Arnold hustles it across the first base. 2 away. Matt Arnold's had a good day defensively. He's had to make a couple of tough plays out at the hot corner.
How about that nonchalant throw just on the line down behind the third base bag and, just whip it over to first for the second out of the inning.
And get it by multiple steps.
Yeah, no kidding. Just another day at the office.
That'll bring Brandon Waring to the plate. He struck out looking his first time, as he struggled a little bit against the Citadel last time out, or at least by his standards in the tournament. As this one goes low, 1-0. He had a triple, had a single, and an RBI. He is 2 RBIs short of tying the Southern Conference tournament record. He is tied right now for home runs with 4. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. He wanted that one, 1-1.
And he just got it on his hands and got just off
Don't make our pitcher work.
the nub of the bat. It's a ball and a strike.
You see the umpire, Darryl Arnold, is trying to throw the ball back to pitcher Matt Reef-Snyder as it sailed over his head. Out of practice, I guess.
And insert your own umpiring joke right there.
1-1 pitch. Fastball just misses outside, 2-1.
As we work into the dog days of this tournament.
Two-one count. Awaiting to Brandon Waring. Reef-Snyder goes into the line and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. And David, you look at Brandon Waring, you look at what he's doing right now. Do you think he's pressing too much, trying to hit a home run?
I think he's trying to figure out Reef-Snyder. He's had him off balance all night long. He struck him out looking in the first, and he's just barely gotten a piece of those two. Drew, you mentioned he's got the home run hack out tonight, but he hasn't really come close to making solid contact.
Leading his team in strikeouts is 43, also has 40 walks, which is first in the starting lineup as well. The 2-2 pitch. This one gets past a diving Brian Altman, and a single for Brandon Waring puts him on with 2 outs. That'll bring John Brandt to the plate. And congratulations to him. He received the SoCon's Renaissance Graduate Scholarship. He will attend the medical school at Medical University of South Carolina with aspirations of becoming a surgeon.
Maybe he can be a ear, nose, and throat doctor as well and tend to us after some 40-odd hours of broadcasting this week.
I don't know if 40 is enough to say as much work as we've done. I don't know. We'll see. First pitch strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Like I said, calling 153 innings if we go to tomorrow. 154 now with the extra inning game last night.
It's been a fun week here in Charleston.
We complain sometimes about how it's long, but some great baseball this week. You can't complain whatsoever about the games being played. That one taken right past the diving Kyle Jordan. 2 on, 2 out. Wofford trying to start a 2-out rally.
One could say that was surgically placed to the left side of the infield. You had to go there.
Wow.
But when you're talking about what a great tournament this has been, we've been here some 14 hours every day, but it's been worth it, Drew. It's not like we've been sitting here watching 17-0, 16-1 blowouts. Every game has been a thriller, and it seems the later we move into the night, the crazier things get here at Riley Park. We've seen, as David Jackson puts it, phantom grand slams. We coined it Grand Slam Gate last night between the Citadel and Elon, to a play at the plate last night as the go-ahead run was coming in for Elon if they had rallied from down 2 in the top of the ninth to tie it. And not to mention the triple play turned by UNC Greensboro to eliminate Georgia Southern.
It towards center field. Be able to put away. The Wofford Terriers here in the top half of the fourth inning. We move to the bottom half of the fourth. Still no score here in Charleston. Wofford Terriers coming to the plate, or the Citadel Bulldogs coming to the plate.
Lots of banks have free checking, but Wachovia's free checking has something that no one else can offer. The bank rated #1 in customer satisfaction 5 years in a row. Unbeatable free checking made possible with Wachovia. Stop by, call 800-WACHOVIA, or visit wachovia.com to sign up today. Are you with Wachovia?
Rating based on fourth quarter ACSI customer satisfaction results of the largest retail U.S. banks. Free checking is for personal accounts only. Wachovia Bank N.A. and Wachovia Bank of Delaware N.A. Members FDIC.
Mountaineer fans, every victory starts with a great game plan. What if you had a game plan for your health? You'd feel better, right? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina can help. We've got a whole locker room full of resources and programs that can help you create your plan for better health. Visit bcbsnc.com for more information. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is an independent licensee of Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Lots of banks have free checking.
We're back at Riley Park here, just off the campus of the Citadel University. No score as we move to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Chris Swager due to the plate as Redwine deals. Pitch falls outside, 1-0. Swager has had a fantastic tournament here as Redwine 1-0 pitch outside, 2-0. Swager, .435 average in the tournament, is leading the Bulldogs with 10 hits in the tournament. 5 RBIs on 2 home runs, and that one might be a shot. That's over the head, and that one is out of here. 1-0 Citadel lead.
Hit on a line right over the head of Sterling Dyan out of here and right, and what a way to get the first hit of the game for the Bulldogs, as that was a shot to right. I don't think the wind affected it all. He just got it out of here on a line.
He did, and that makes it a 1-0 Citadel ball game. As that brings Zach Brown to the plate. He flew out. So there goes the no-no, there goes the shutout.
Where did that come from? Redwine had been dominating through 3.
And that was a line shot out of here. Brown takes it outside. You got to be careful here if you're Redwine to not try to press too much after giving up the home run. The 1-0 pitch. Nice pitch inside, 1-1.
Normally when you see a ball hit that hard, it's hard to get it up into the air to get it out of the ballpark. But he had just enough lift to give the Citadel a 1-0 lead.
The 1-1 pitch. This one bounced over the head of Austin Redwine. Martin picks it up over to first. Got him. Good calling there by first base umpire Randy Dolan, as he was out for the last game, and now action up in the Wofford pen.
You've got to be kidding. The way he's been dominating.
Stephen Williams out in the pen for the Terriers. Also, actually, coach will be out there warming him up.
Steve Traylor has played this thing tight to the vest, but one would assume that maybe just a blip on the radar for Redwine.
First pitch to Richard Jones. Falls in for a ball.
You look at that play just a moment ago by Michael Martin. Nice job by him to realize he had time to handle it with the glove, dig it out, and still able to cut down Brown at first.
Swing and a miss, strike 1. Jones, like we said, will more than likely get an all-tournament selection, as he is terrorized pitching here.
He struck out in his first at-bat, though, tonight, and looked bad on that swing, and maybe Fred Jordan picked something up at third as he calls time here in the 1-1 count to talk to his left-handed freshman of the year in the Southern Conference, as he has not looked good here at the plate so far, but it's very early in this one.
Jones steps in with 15 home runs, 61 driven in on the season in the designated hitter role tonight. Used to playing the catcher role here in the tournament. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. Three home runs in the tournament, 6 RBIs. Pitch just misses outside, 3-1. Following Jones will be Matt Arnold and Brian Altman. As everybody remembers, Brian Altman, the hero for the Citadel against the Elon Phoenix. As Redwine, 3-1 pitch. Golf shot towards right field. Under it is Dye. Puts it away for out number 2. That'll bring Matt Arnold to the plate. Third baseman is grounded out to Redwine in his only plate appearance.
You mentioned a golf shot there, Drew. If that was one of those 50-yard maybe par 3 courses, that would have been nestled up next to the flagstick.
5 hits, 1 RBI as he takes strike 1 on the inside corner. Scoreboard guy thought it was out 3 for some odd reason. We'll go with it. As the 0-1 pitch comes, hammer back towards shortstop. Gilmartin right at it though. And that will retire the Citadel half of the 4th, but not before. 1 run is plated on the Chris Slaughter home run to right field. David Shumate will be back to deliver you through the 5th and the 6th. Next on the Southern Conference Sports Network.
It'll be Matthew Rees-Snyder back out there for the Bulldogs as the freshman steps back to the hill with a 1-0 lead after that solo shot off the bat of Chris Swager in the bottom half of the 4th inning. And it'll be Sterling Dye, Keith Munns, and Eric Sturkey, the bottom of the order for Wofford here in the 5th. As the shade has almost engulfed Riley Park as the sun sets behind us. And the first offering to Dye is way too high, ball 1.
And the only part of sun that's still hitting Riley Park is actually centered on left fielder Chris Swager, which the spotlight could be on him because of the home run shot that he had in the bottom half of the 4th.
And as we check on the Terrier, he's so nervous he can't even watch. He's turned his back to the field as the 1-0 pitch is hit foul off the bat of Sterling Dye.
He's also receiving quite a bit of attention there, so I can understand why he would turn away from the action.
There may be food in that direction, and some things just take precedence over everything.
Food and a head rub. I'm sure that, for a dog, is what you want in life.
And a 1-1 pitch coming from Rees-Snyder. Strike 2. No sign yet of a Bulldog for the Citadel, but we'll keep our eye out.
He's around here somewhere. He's probably out trying to chew on something.
They've got their own form of a mascot. That young man who was dancing in the first game here today. See if he'll make an appearance tonight. The 1-2 pitch. Rees-Snyder can't get the call. That was a good 5-6 inches off the plate, and Darrell Arnold's going to catch some grief from this crowd, but that was a good call.
Do you really want to call what that guy was doing dancing?
He was doing something. Gyrating, says Mandy Copeland.
Gyrating's a good word.
As the 2-2 pitch is sent on the right side of the infield for Brian Altman. 1 out. In steps Keith Munns.
He's due for a hit right now, David. He has not had the best of Southern Conference tournaments, hitting under 200. He flew out to center field his last time up to lead off an inning. He should be due for one here, trying to get a hit.
0 for 3 last night with a walk and the dubious distinction of having 3 strikeouts. And he has flown out to center here in the second as we bat in the top of the 5th. And the first pitch he sees is skied on the infield. Calling everybody off is Matt Arnold, the third baseman, for the second out of the inning.
And I think Matt Arnold and Brandon Waring are having a little battle of who can make the most plays over in the hot corner tonight. And I think it's about tied up.
A lot of strikeouts, a lot of groundouts, a lot of balls being kept on the infield. And as such, it's a 1-0 game here in the 5th with the Citadel leading, trying to push us to a decisive game tomorrow afternoon. And the first offering to Sturkey is grounded sharply to third with a nice scoop by Arnold. Over to first, off the bag was Brown, but he's able to get back in time, and the side is retired. So the duel continues between the third baseman as Arnold makes the final 2 plays of the top half of the 5th. We are already halfway home in Charleston, and it's 1-0 the Citadel over Wofford.
Unnecessary roughness, 15 yards. Hello.
Yes, can I speak with the referee, please?
Speaking.
Hi, this is a fan up in Section J. Hey, man, that's the kind of bad call that'll show up on ESPN.
Really?
Yeah, I know, because I have Verizon Wireless with Vcast, which lets me get game highlights straight to my cell phone.
No penalty on the play. Third down.
Verizon Wireless, it's the network. Call 1-800-2-JOIN-IN. Vcast phone coverage and $15 a month VPAS subscription required.
The Southern Conference. Its dorms and dates and stately trees. Books and class. And real class. Spectacular sports and passionate fans. Nervous freshmen and confident graduates ready to take on the world. Since 1921, a real learning experience. This is the Southern Conference.
David Shoemate, Drew Brannion with you here at the ballpark in Charleston. 1-0, the Citadel leading here in the bottom half of the 5th inning as they'll send Brian Altman, Sid Fallow, and Joe Horter to the plate. And Drew, you wonder if there was a conversation between Steve Traylor and Austin Redwine before this one as far as his arm strength and where he was, because he has been dominant, but there's 2 pitchers warming up in the Wofford bullpen.
Right, I just think that if you're Steve Traylor right now, you want to be prepared in case anything happens to Redwine. He is going on short rest, just a couple of days, 3 days. They did have a lot of rest between games last night. His bullpen's still fairly fresh. The only one that you probably can't go with right now is Charles Vartanian because of the innings that he threw last night. But I think that they're going to leave Redwine out. I just think that that's precautionary just in case he gets into some trouble and you need to go ahead and pull him because this is going to be a tight game, it seems like.
As Altman steps in and takes the first pitch, breaking ball, low and away for ball 1. And the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and chopped foul, the ball and a strike. One to nothing our score through 4.5 innings of play here between the Wofford Terriers and the Citadel Bulldogs, and it's fouled back to our right, a ball and 2 strikes. Austin Redwine and Matt Reeve-Snyder have certainly been the story so far. The only hit for the Citadel, a solo shot off the bat of Chris Swager, and it's got them a 1-0 lead. And the 1-2 pitch to Altman hit him in the back. And the leadoff man is aboard here in the 5th. That'll bring Sid Fallow to the plate. A .267 hitter grounded out to short in his first appearance.
I'll tell you what, David, Austin Redwine really dogged that one over and tried to get it over the plate, but instead it hit the bat of Brian Altman.
We work just past 8 o'clock here in Charleston. And the first offering to Fowler is high for ball one as he squared the bunt. And not surprising here is Fred Jordan's going to work for a sacrifice, try to get a second run across. As Drew mentioned, it looks like we're headed for a tight one through the later innings. And the 1-0 pitch is outside, ball two. He wants to bunt, but Redwine can't find the strike zone. And time is called, and the pitching coach will head out for Wofford. Maybe they picked up something mechanical that he was doing, or just maybe going out to say, hey, you tired? How are you feeling here in the fifth?
Very possibly, Andy, because you look at what he's trying to do tonight. He's trying to follow up the efforts of Ben Austin, and like you asked Steve Traylor yesterday, how's Ben Austin doing? How is he going into the game? And he was on very short rest, but wanted the ball. I'm sure Austin Redwine was in the same kind of situation, knowing this is a big game for the Terriers. I mean, obviously the biggest game of the season for them, but it looks like he's going to stay out there and try to deliver a strike here.
One good thing for Wofford, because of the very good and very consistent pitching they've received here in this tournament, haven't really had to use up the bullpen that much. This is their fifth game in 5 days. And checking back over on Altman at first, back in plenty of time, but I bet if he told Steve Traylor that was going to be his fate coming into Saturday, he would have taken it and ran. And the 2-0 pitch coming to Sid Fowler, squaring the butt again. It hits off the glove of Keith Munns and goes all the way to the backstop. That'll allow Brian Altman to head down to second. And it's 3 balls and no strike. Forget the sacrifice. Wofford took care of it for Citadel all by themselves. That'll definitely be a pass ball, as Munns just had it skip off the glove. Simple as that. And now a 3-0 pitch to Fowler with the man in scoring position here in the bottom of the fifth. And he squares the butt again, and that's ball 4. 4 straight out of the strike zone as Sid Fowler wanted to sacrifice himself, but Redwine has walked the second batter here in the fifth, and the Citadel all of a sudden has a rally going without a hit. The runner at second, Altman, was hit by a pitch to start things. He advanced to second on a pass ball off the glove of Keith Munns. And now a walk to Sid Fowler will bring Joe Horter to the plate with 2 on and nobody out, and maybe Steve Traylor knew exactly what he was doing to the start of this inning.
Yeah.
They're ready down in the Wofford bullpen if needed. Redwine deals, and he still can't find the strike zone. Inside for a ball. And this came out of nowhere. There's the 1-0 pitch. Bunted foul, a ball and a strike.
Porter seems like he's been up in this position a lot in the Southern Conference tournament. He's had 2 sacrifice bunts already in the tournament, but I remember him being in this situation a couple different times, not being able to follow through a couple different times, but at the same point in time executing at the same time.
And here's a 1-1 pitch. And he does get the bunt down this time. Turning and going to third is Redwine to cut down the lead runner, Brian Altman, for the first out of the inning. Heads up play there by Redwine, as the ball was bunted sharply off the bat of Horter, and he had time to go to third. Also helped that it was bunted on the left side of the infield.
That's a heads-up play there by Redwine. To know that there's a force out, Waring doesn't have to tag anybody. All you have to do is throw it over like you would to first, and actually a shorter distance to third at that point in time because, like you said, on the left side of the infield.
As Kyle Jordan will step in. Interesting to see that Porter there looked like he was trying to bunt it on the left side. maybe trying to draw the third baseman, Brandon Waring, in, but he straightened it out too much, and Redwine able to make the play, and now waving on a changeup about 2 feet out of the strike zone is Kyle Jordan for strike one. Nothing in one. And 2 on and 1 out for the Citadel here in the fifth, leading 1-0. The 0-1 pitch, he went after another one way outside, 0-2.
Keep going there. That's what you got to do if you're fooling Kyle Jordan like you are right now with curveballs away. Just keep going there, throw him just a little bit off the plate. He seems to be biting on him.
Munza's going to set up in the left-hand batter's box here pretty soon. And an 0-2 offering from Redwine. Up and out for a ball, and it was hard for Kyle Jordan to lay off of that one. Almost looked like a pitch out, as Redwine was going to try the bowl of fastball by him.
If that would have been a little bit lower, I honestly think that Kyle Jordan would have swung at it just for the fact that he's been out there all night.
1-2 pitch, way outside, ball 2. And as you mentioned, Drew, they're going back to the well to see if they can get Jordan to bite a third time. Jordan this year has struck out 62 times, and he weakly chops this one foul. It's the most of anybody in the Citadel lineup.
Most of anybody in the game today.
And he's looked bad on a couple of swings here to start the at-bat to Redwine. He does have 10 doubles rather on the year. 28 RBIs. And a 2-2 pitch. Fisted in the air to right, but it'll stay up for Sterling Dye, who is playing very shallow out there for the second out of the inning.
If he wasn't playing shallow there, a run scores easy.
The outfield was playing shallow, trying to cut down anyone trying to score on a single, and it stayed up for the second out, and now a chance for Austin Redwine to get out of it with no damage done, with Chance Smith, the leadoff batter, coming to play here in the fifth. He is grounded out and popped out to Brandon Waring on both occasions, and this pitch misses off the outside corner for a ball. Redwine looking to get through the fifth, has only given up 1 hit, but right now it's the decisive hit, a home run off the bat of Chris Swager. 1-0 pitch, popped him up. Right side of the infield, the catcher, the first baseman coming in, and a basket catch for Adam Wood to end the threat for the Citadel here in the fifth. He nonchalants it back to the mound, but that was a very good defensive play. We move to the sixth, 1-0 the Citadel with Wofford coming to bat. Already into the sixth here in Charleston, 1-0 our score as Wofford leads the Citadel. the Citadel leads Wofford. Kind of a key thing to get right there is the Bulldogs have a 1-0 lead. They're only hit a home run to deep right for Chris Swanger. That came back in the fourth. And that's been all on the scoreboard so far. It'll be the leadoff men to bat here for Wofford in the sixth. Mike Gilmartin, Bradford Eves, and Shane Kirkley. If anyone can reach, Brandon Waring will come to the plate. And the first pitch to Gilmartin. Outside. Can't say enough about what this lefty freshman, or righty freshman, I should say, Matt Reef-Snyder has done for the Bulldogs. He closed out Elon, and he has pitched a dandy so far.
Maybe closing out Elon helped him out here today, David, because he got a chance to get out, get some game time experience before he had to pitch the biggest game of his young career.
1-0 pitch, chopped foul down the first base line. You'd be tempted to say, just consider that the first inning of his start here tonight, but with such a long gap in between games, had to get refocused to come out here tonight, as we had upwards of a 5-hour break with that very quick game here to start the day, and this one is moving quite fast as well. Just an hour and 13 minutes in, we're into the sixth, and the 1-1 pitch is served to right, but it'll stay up for Chris Swanger. Actually, that was lined to left, for the first out of the inning. The last 5 Terriers have been retired in order. And it'll bring Bradford Eves to the plate. He is struck out and reached on a fielder's choice before he was picked off back in the first. And he'll step out here. Things started so promisingly for Wofford at the outset of this one. A leadoff single from Mike Gilmartin. Bradford Eves able to leg out a fielder's choice as they couldn't come up with the double play in the first. And then he was picked off before Shane Kirkley could single, and here's a base hit to left for Bradford Eves.
Trying to make up for the mistakes that he made in the first inning, David. You talk about miscue on the sacrifice bunt and getting yourself picked off. Not what you want to see out of him.
Just got it by Matt Arnold through the hole on the left side, and in steps Shane Kirkley. As the Citadel plays him straight away in the outfield. In at first and third, and a double play depth at second and short, and a dive back over to first, and back in plenty of time is Bradford Eames. I'm sure Reef-Snyder remembers that he picked him off back in the first, and see if he can catch him sleeping again. Although I don't think that'll happen again to Eames. He probably got a good talking to from Steve Traylor back in the first, as that curveball drops in for a strike on the inside corner.
Mike Gilmartin starting to go out to the bullpen for the Wofford Terriers and starting to warm up now that his spot has passed him in the order. He's usually the closer for the Wofford Terriers, and you talk about Steve Traylor just wanting to have some options here, I guess, heading into the bottom half of the sixth.
And an 0-1 pitch, and time is called, and Steve Traylor, though they haven't lost a game in this double elimination format so far, has played every game like they are on the brink of elimination, Drew.
Yeah, they definitely have, as Eves almost got picked off again over at first base. I think the strategy here, get Gilmartin starting to warm up, because if you can get through the sixth inning with red wine, you can put Gilmartin back in, maybe in the seventh inning, to have him finish things out.
And Reef-Snyder is in the head of Bradford Eves, as he is about 3 or 4 feet off the bag. Probably could get back in standing up, but he is scrambling and diving back in on every pickoff move, as this is lifted in the air to right and drifting out of play. 0-2. Oh-2 pitch to Kirkley coming, a .314 hitter, 1 for 2 on the night. He singled in the first. At the very minimum, Drew, he wants to be able to move Bradford Eves over into scoring position. As they bat with 1 out here in the sixth, trailing by a run. And the 0-2 pitch popped him up. And it's coming out of play. Behind the plate, as that ball was about a mile up. And another 0-2 pitch upcoming. Sid Fallow had no clue where it was. Matt Arnold at third came in, but it was about 10 rows up. And a check back over to first, and Eves almost got picked off again. Playing with fire over there.
Eves just keeps trying to stretch that lead more and more, and Reese Snyder finding new ways to try to fool Eves over at first. A lot of mind games going on between the Wofford runner and Citadel pitcher.
He was just dogging the center fielder. And an 0-2 pitch, and he went too far. He doesn't like the call from Darryl Arnold. Thought he held up, but Arnold immediately said that Shane Kirkley went too far, and there are 2 out. And here's Brandon Waring with a man on and 2 out. The wind just kind of swirling out there. We've already seen him deposit 2 over the left field fence. 1 cleared the scoreboard and left. I think he has 4 home runs in this tournament. Another check back over to first, and Bradford Eves is thinking, why are you picking on me, man?
That guy is determined. Reese Snyder is determined to pick him off again.
As Eves gets his lead, not the biggest lead we've seen all week here, but Reese Snyder certainly kept a close eye on him, and that bounces outside for ball 1. A lot of times when you see a pitcher get wrapped up in a base runner, it affects their delivery to the plate. Not so far for Reese Snyder, as he got Kirkley to strike out swinging while playing catch with Zach Brown over at first all the time.
The distraction, a lot of people say that the pitcher may be distracted by the runner. The hitter can be distracted by the runner as well and not concentrate on their at-bat because no pitches are coming their way.
Another pickoff move, and Bradford Eves is not getting back to the bag very quickly. He almost got picked off there.
Citadel fans are very upset at that call, but I also think that he got back safely, but he's making things a whole lot closer than they should be.
Seems like when he digs in to get back to the bag, his foot keeps slipping out. And a 1-0 pitch coming to Brandon Waring. Swung on and popped into foul territory and drifting behind the Wofford dugout and out of play. Things much cooler here at Riley Park than they were earlier in the day. 73 degrees. As we got up into the mid-80s earlier this afternoon, and a nice cool breeze blowing in off the Ashley River. And another check back to first, and Bradford Eves just got back in there. That may have been the closest one of the bunch we've seen here in the 6th.
If I was Eves right now, David, I would play like they do in softball, like they do in football. Just stand on the bag. Move after he delivers to the plate.
A ball and a strike. And that lead is getting progressively shorter over at first. He's now about 2.5 feet off the bag. And the 1-1 pitch, another pickoff move, and this time Eves able just to fall down and touch the bag.
And you know the equipment,
he's not going to be able to steal. He's going to be worn out.
And the equipment manager for the Terriers is saying, come on.
You got a point there. As they're wearing the black tops and the white pants here tonight, Citadel in their light blue and white pants. And a 1-1 pitch to Waring. Swung on and missed on the outside corner. Looked like an off-speed pitch. And perfect placement for Reese Snyder, and he's ahead 1-2. Waring swinging a hot bat through the first couple of games in this tournament. Last night against the Citadel, he went 2 for 5 with a couple of singles. He's got 1 single already here tonight, and he takes one outside the zone for ball 2. And he'll get to see a 2-2 pitch. Haven't paid much attention to Waring in this at bat because of the mind games going on between Reese Snyder and Eves.
Well, Reese Snyder's left it alone, which means Eves might try to extend the lead, but it doesn't look that way, so it's still getting shorter.
And a 2-2 offering coming from Reese Snyder to Waring, and he will step out. Top of the 6th, 1-0 the Citadel with the lead. Looking to force a decisive game tomorrow afternoon. And the 2-2 pitch, swung on and driven to deep center field. Going back is Chance Smith at the wall. It is gone. A 2-run home run for Brandon Waring, and it's 2-1. on Wofford. He gave it a ride to the deepest part of the ballpark, his 27th of the year, and he holds the SoCon tournament record with 5.
And is now tied the lead in RBIs as well.
That gives him now 15 RBIs in this tournament. And 73 on the year. And look at the Terrier faithful up on their feet.
He breaks the record set back in 1992 by Joey Cox of Western and Doug Eater of Georgia Southern. They had 4 in that tournament.
As John Brandt steps in and takes a strike, he crushed that ball to deep center field.
Absolutely.
And an 0-1 pitch to Brandt. Swing and a miss, nothing in 2.
Another record he just broke, David. Most total bases in a Southern Conference tournament. As actually he broke the RBI record as well. We thought he had 15. He now has 16. So he just broke 3 Southern Conference tournament records on that one swing.
The 0-2 pitch here misses high. And can you believe that a Wofford Terrier is rewriting the record books here at the Southern Conference tournament?
The most total bases before the 30 by Brandon Waring was 27 by Brent Williams.
And the 1-2 offering here is sent to right, fairly deep, but it'll drift foul and out of play. And we see him to 2 monster shots to left, a couple to right. That one drew straight away center field.
Right up the netting.
Pretty impressive, as it's well over 400 feet out there. And a 1-2 pitch coming to Brandt. I think that takes care of the MVP here in the Southern Conference tournament. Yeah, and this could be one of those rare scenarios that even if Wofford doesn't win this tournament, you'd have to consider him a strong contender, if not the favorite. He has been simply incredible. And the 1-2 pitch to Brandt. Outside corner, got him looking. That'll retire the Tide here in the 6th, but not before Brandon Waring takes Reese Snyder deep to center and gives Wofford a 2-1 lead.
Hello, neighbors. I've never been much of a numbers man until Sagebrush introduced their new 5 for $5 lunch menu. Every weekday, Sagebrush is offering 5 different entree choices for $5 a piece. We're talking fried chicken, chop steak, chicken tips, roast beef, and of course barbecue. According to my calculations, getting one of those for $5 equals a 100% value. Guess I am a numbers man after all. Go 5 for $5 at Sagebrush, the hometown favorite. Always better for less.
Sirius Satellite Radio rocks your sports world as the one and only place to hear more than 350 pro and college teams. Home and away NFL game calls through the Super Bowl not enough for you? How about NFL radio 24/7, 365? How about the entire NBA season? How about NCAA hoops right through March? Wimbledon, Barclays English Premier League, NHL hockey, and for race fans, Sirius NASCAR Radio. Sirius Satellite Radio, the best radio on radio.
David Shumate, Drew Brannion with you here as we go to the bottom of the 6th in Charleston. Wofford leading the Citadel 2-1 as Brandon Waring has brought his club out again here on Saturday night. And Austin Redwine will head back out for the bottom of the 6th inning. As the crowd settles back into their seats, even the Citadel crowd admiring that shot to the deepest part of the ballpark out in center field. And the first offering to Chris Swager is on the inside corner for a strike. Swager knows how to send one out of the ballpark. He did it back in the 4th. On a line out to right, and the 0-1 pitch here misses away.
He really took that ball for a walk there, David.
He certainly did. Walked it right out of Riley Park as this is hit hard and it'll get down in front of John Brandt out and left for a base hit. The Citadel needs an answer here at the bottom of the 6th after they saw their lead He wiped away off the bat of Brandon Waring, and that'll bring Zach Brown to the plate, and he'll bat on the left side.
Swagger is a Terrier killer right now. Just in the fact, the only 2 hits on the day have come from the left fielder.
As it'll be Brown batting on the left side, and that one nearly caught him on the knee as it missed well inside. He has flown out to right and grounded to short. A .361 hitter for Fred Jordan. And a 1-0 pitch. Outside ball 2. Still action in the Wofford bullpen, but Steve Traylor's got to feel a little bit more comfortable now that his team has grabbed the lead. And a 2-0 pitch to Brown. Outside ball 3. Redwine in danger of working himself into trouble here in the Citadel 6th. And the 3-0 pitch on the inside corner, strike 1. It's been an incredible tournament so far, and I have the feeling we're in for a good finish tonight. 3-1 pitch. Strike 2 as the curveball catches the outside corner. Not surprisingly, some of the Citadel fans disagree. But nonetheless, the count runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the right-hander Redwine set with a payoff pitch. Swung on, and this is driven to center field and fairly deep. Going back to the warning track and circling under it is Bradford Eves for the first out of the inning. As Brown challenged the fence in deep center and realized how impressive that shot from Brandon Waring was.
That shot looked very similar in the fact that it didn't look like it was all that deep, and then all of a sudden it kind of took off on Eves. Very similar to the shot by Brandon Waring.
Oh, it just kept carrying and carrying and carrying and carried Wofford to a 2-1 lead as Richard Jones steps in. Outside, ball 1, and Wofford wanted that pitch. One and 0 to Jones, who was 0 for 2. A check back to first and kind of falling back in, I guess I would say, Swagger, as he got the hand in underneath the tag of Adam Wood. And the 1-0 pitch to Jones. Another check back over, and Swagger back in plenty of time. Randy Dolan's not even going to make a call. You got to make it closer to catch the interest of the first base umpire.
Oh, he got worn out by Reeve Snyder last inning, so
true,
understandable.
And the 1-0 pitch. Fouled off down the third baseline, and it'll get out of Riley Park and into the parking lot. A ball and a strike.
Not to mention he was also the home plate umpire in the first contest between the Citadel and the Elon Phoenix.
Might have been work for Mr. Dolan today, but I'm sure he's enjoying this one. A tight one between Wofford and Citadel. As the Terriers take on the Bulldogs, and the curveball is on the outside corner for strike 2. And Richard Jones has been behind all night against Austin Redwine. See what he does here with a 1-2 pitch. A little bit too far outside that time. 2-2. After Jones, it'll be Matt Arnold, who is also 0 for 2 as he grounded back to the pitcher and hit a hot shot, but right at Mike Gilmartin, the shortstop, for the final out in the 4th. And the 2-2 pitch, got him looking on the outside corner. Second time that Jones has been set down on strikes here tonight. Perfect pitch there from Austin Redwine. And for Redwine, that's strikeout number 2. And both of them coming to the best bat power-wise in the Citadel lineup. And here's Matt Arnold with 2 out and a runner at first. In on the hands, and he's able to hold off. Did he go? Yes, he did. A late check down to third for Daryl Arnold, and it's strike 1.
I got confused. I was watching the Wofford bullpen, and I saw them starting to point down towards the line. I thought something had come into play, or there's something to talk about a little further into the crowd maybe, but
third base umpire Barry Chambers all over the call. A ball and a strike now as the 0-1 pitch misses away. And the 1-1 to Arnold. It is swung on. It got a piece of it. But it's 1-2 as it goes into the glove of Keith Munns. And Austin Redwine has just given up the solo shot here tonight. And he has a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. With 2 out, Swager aboard, and a 1-2 pitch coming to Matt Arnold, and he'll step off. Lots of media attention here in the Charleston area as the Citadel goes deeper into this tournament. And here comes the 1-2 pitch. Got him on the inside corner, called strike 3. Austin Redwine strikes out the last 2 he faces here in the 6th, and we are through 6. 2-1, Wofford leads the Citadel on the Southern Conference Sports Network.
Back here at Riley Park, 2-1. The Wofford Terriers take the lead over the Citadel Bulldogs here in the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championships. Drew Brandon joined alongside David Shoemate. Here in the top half of the 7th, it's getting crunch time for both teams now, as we're starting to get into a dogfight here at Riley Park. First pitch, strike. Adam Wood, the first hitter up for the Wofford Terriers. 291 on the season, 2 home runs, 10 RBIs. Is 0 for 2 on the day. Takes ball 1 outside, 1-1.
Again, we mentioned earlier, you got any questions for us about this championship game? Any records Brandon Waring may set here tonight? Contact us at soconbaseball@gmail.com, or you can interact live with ASN DJ through AOL Instant Messenger.
Swing and a miss by Wood, strike 2. A lot of students, it seems like, here in the Terrier faithful. We saw a group earlier that's got a group of white T-shirts with black tape that says Wofford on it. Saw a couple guys with their shirts off. Swing and a miss by Adam Wood, strike 3. A couple guys with their shirts off saying Terriers across the chest as well. They have, or only half of them, they're saying Terrier.
We got some Citadel fans.
As that'll bring Sterling Dye to the plate.
How about the Citadel fans? Got both blue and white on, spelling out Citadel across their chest. There is no shame when you're rooting for your favorite college team.
Absolutely not. First pitch, high and tight, 1-0.
You ever gone bare-chested, Mr. Branyan?
You know, we talked about my sunburn issues that I have. I don't think that would be the smartest health decision for me.
No.
The 1-0 pitch, awaiting the Sterling die. Catches the outside corner, strike one. Matt Reed-Snyder, we can't talk enough about what he's done today. He's only given up 2 runs. The home runs in this game are the deciding factor. The only runs in this game have been of the long ball variety. 4 strikeouts on the day for Matt Reed-Snyder. Has not put a man on base via the free pass as of now. That one, check swing down to first base. He stopped, 2-1.
And as Reed-Snyder works here into the 7th, you got to imagine at some point he's just going to be dog-tired after a long day out on the mound.
The 2-1. This one taken towards the left center field gap. Going over is Chance Smith. He's not going to catch it. It one-hops the wall. Dye will be heading over to second base with a 1-out double.
Perfect placement right in that gap in left center field. We've mentioned that this is a rather large ballpark, a lot of rooms if you can find a gap out in the outfield, and he certainly did there. As that's double number 13 on the year. And Wofford looking for some insurance runs as they have 7 hits in this game, but Drew have only been able to push across 2 runs.
You're exactly right, and I think that's part of the job of Matt Reed-Snyder and what he's been able to do as well. You talk about taking a page out of the book of Wes Wren. That's exactly what this is for Reed-Snyder today. Wren's the kind of guy who's going to allow some guys on base and then is going to manage the game very well and be able to shut it down afterwards. And that's what the Citadel is doing here today. Munns 0 for 2 on the day, steps in. Like we said before, coming into the game today, only hitting 154, 2 hits in 13 at-bats, make that 2 hits in 15 at-bats now. As he waits the pitch, curveball falls in for a strike, 0-1.
It's a big moment for the Bulldogs. You have not had much success against Austin Redwine. 1-run deficit right now. You never know. 2 could be too much as he has had just a wonderful evening out on the mound for Wofford. That's a key run for both teams out at second and Sterling Dye. And you have to imagine as we work in the later innings, Drew, nerves have got to begun to play a factor for both teams.
I think you're absolutely right. As the 1-1 pitch goes low. Actually, the 0-1 pitch goes low, 1-1.
When you think about elements like psychology, Steve Traylor has been telling his team all week, no one expected you to be here, just go out and have fun. But at what point do they start to say, wow, we're really going to have a chance to do this?
Munns waits the 1-1 pitch. Curveball dribbled down the third base line. That's going to be a fair ball off the glove of Matt Arnold. Rounding third and coming home is Sterling Dye. As that gets into the bullpen, as Swager's going to pick it up and throw it into the cutoff man. A double off the bat of Keith Munns. A clutch hit for him. Like I said, having a subpar Southern Conference tournament, a great time to deliver there. 3-1, Terrier lead.
His 31st RBI of the year, and if you're Wofford, that's the best place to place a pitch as it went down in the Citadel bullpen, and there's 7 men down there, and Chris Swager had a hard time just digging the ball out. The third base umpire went down. The ball was never touched, so there was no interference, but it certainly caused some confusion, I think, for the Citadel as they tried to come up with that ball, although I think it was going to be a double all the way.
I think this might be the end of the day here from Matt Reed-Snyder. We'll see. As actually Fred Jordan's coming out to the mound. He's going to call an infield conference for the Citadel. 3-1 in favor of the Terriers, top half of the 7th inning. If the Terriers can hold on, they will win the Southern Conference Championship, although this game far from over right now.
And they will take the SoCon's automatic berth into the NCAA tournament with them.
As home plate umpire Daryl Arnold heading out to break up the meeting of all the Bulldogs. And now they're going to make a pitching change. We'll tell you about the new Bulldog pitcher when we come back. 3-1 lead here on the Southern Conference Sports Network. New pitcher for the Citadel Bulldogs here in the top half of the 7th inning will be Raymond Copenhaver, a workhorse for Citadel in the tournament. This will be his 5th appearance. He has pitched in every single game for the Bulldogs. He has a 4.15 ERA and 4.1 innings pitched. 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. Struck out 2, walked 2. Hitters hitting .294 against him. Again, this is his 5th appearance, and he played in the last game between Elon and the Citadel. Pitched a solid 2/3 of an inning. Faced 3 batters, walked 1, retired the other 2.
And you wonder if this is a situational move by Fred Jordan, as the freshman right-hander has a sidearm delivery and a curveball that's very difficult to pick up for righties. As Eric Sturkey steps in, as he has a tendency to start it well inside and break it over the inside part of the plate.
Sturkey has some pop in his bat. We talked about his ability to hit the long ball throughout the tournament. 8 home runs on the season, 2 of them in the tournament. First pitch must have been high, 1-0. The final line on Reef Snyder. He is responsible for the runner at second base, but he has pitched 6 1/3, 8 hits, 3 runs. They're all earned, 5 strikeouts, no walks. Did allow that big homer to Brandon Waring. He is responsible for a 4th run on second base if it gets in. Pitch goes outside, 2-0. Beautiful night here for baseball at the Southern Conference Championships. Again, if Wofford wins this one, that's it. Tournament's over, Wofford wins, and they would be heading to the NCAA tournament. This one dribbled into fair territory, and I think that hits Sturkey as he is limping down the first base line. He'll try to walk that off as the count goes to 2-1.
Good teamwork for this crew, as Darrell Arnold didn't have a good look at it. But Barry Chambers was emphatic at third that went off the foot of Eric Sturkey. He thought he might be able to leg that out for a single. He didn't start hobbling until foul was called.
He decided to go with it as long as he possibly could have.
And now he is really laboring as he makes his way back to the plate.
You got to give him some time to walk that off here. Steve Traylor comes off the bench and heads back to the front of the dugout, probably to check on his second baseman. You want him to stay in if you're Wofford because of his power, because he has some good defensive abilities as well. He gets a sign down from third base as he will step in with a 2-1 count. Copenhaver comes set on the mound and delivers. Slow pitch as it's taken foul, 2-2. Mike Gilmartin, Bradford Eves to follow if anybody gets on here. 1 out in the inning. 1 run already across on back-to-back doubles by Sterling Dye and Keith Munns. Keith Munns, we talk about not having the greatest tournament, coming through with the clutch hit there will definitely help the Terriers coming into the bottom half of the 7th. The pitch by Copenhaver. He kind of drops down and then decides to overhand it as it heads well outside, 3-2. Copenhaver looks in and gets a sign from foul off. He'll come set and deliver the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. So that'll put 2 on. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. 1 out, check that. Mike Gilmartin to the plate.
Everything off speed, and Copenhaver just could not locate the curveball, and here comes Fred Jordan.
And that'll be it for him. So a new pitcher once again for the Citadel. We will go ahead and take a break. 3-1 Wofford Terrier lead. We will be right back after this on SCSN. New pitcher for the Bulldogs. Justin Smith back out on the hill for the Citadel. As one batter, one walk. That's it for Raymond Copenhaver. Justin Smith has been a workhorse here in the Southern Conference Tournament. He has worked in his 5th game now. Has a 3.52 average. 3.52 ERA. 7 2/3 innings pitched, 8 hits, 6 runs, 3 of them earned, 10 strikeouts, leading the team in that category, but 10 walks as well. As opponents are hitting .258 against him, he will have to face the top of the order in Mike Gilmartin. A switch hitting shortstop. Bats from the left side against the right-handed hurler. Smith comes set at the hip and delivers. Big sweeping curveball goes high, 1-0. It's like Link Saunders in the bullpen for the Bulldogs rather, as he is their big closer. He has pitched in 3 games, 5 1/3 innings, struck out 7, walked 1, not allowed a run yet. As Smith comes set and will deliver the 1-0. Curveball high, once again 2-0. Citadel pitching, having some trouble finding the strike zone. As Gilmartin stands in once again, outfield playing straight up. In at third is Matt Arnold, as that's a fastball for a strike, 2-1. Smith, like we've talked about from time to time, is one of the more dominating pitchers in the Southern Conference when he is on. He showed it last year in the Southern Conference Tournament, was virtually unhittable. He has come back to his senior season and has struggled with some confidence by going from a relief role to a start role back to a relief role. You like to see him get it back here. He's had a decent tournament. Control a little bit of an issue for him. He walked in 2 runs in the Western Carolina game that almost caused the Catamounts to get back in it. 2-1 delivery. Smith comes set. The pitch. This one taken towards the right center field gap, as Chance Smith has to leap to get it in right center field, 2 away.
Boy, that was almost disaster for the Citadel as Chance Smith came racing in, misread it a little bit, maybe a gust of wind. He had to get to the highest part of his jump to come up with that one. That gets over his head. You start thinking about maybe an inside the park home run.
Very possibly with the speed of Gilmartin. That's a definite possibility. As Gilmartin ripped that one to right center field, Chance Smith just tried to judge the line drive, was having some issues heading over to the ball, but he made the catch nonetheless. It'll look the same in the box score tomorrow. That'll bring Bradford Eves to the plate. He singled his last time up. 2 outs in the inning. Runners on first and second. Check swing. Go down to first base. He didn't go. 1-0.
Pretty good call there by Randy Dolan from our point of view. He definitely came close, but I don't think he went around. Like we may have a better view than the umpires right over top of home plate.
But like you said before, with 4 umpires in the game now, you no longer have those iffy situations with the umpire down at second base making those calls as the slider falls in for a strike, 1-1.
Good move by the Southern Conference to get 4 out there in these games that are so important, as someone's going to be going to the NCAA tournament.
As Justin Smith looks in and will deliver the 1-1 to Eves. Called strike on the outside, corner 1-2.
Well, how big would this be for Justin Smith's confidence if he can come in and get the Citadel out of the jam in the 7th?
As the Citadel crowd, a lot of them on their feet, waiting to see the conclusion here of the 7th. 1-2 pitch, swing, and miss, strike 3. Justin Smith comes in and does what he needs to do. It's 7th inning stretch time here at Riley Park. Wofford leading 3-1 over the Citadel Bulldogs.
Does opportunity have a hometown? Where does it live? In small towns? Big cities? Does it live in a brick ranch or clapboard farmhouse or midtown loft? A small business or a global corporation? Does it rent or own? At BB&T, we see opportunity living everywhere. Whether it's a checking account, business line of credit, protecting your family financially, or growing your money, we believe every financial decision you make, every transaction, is an opportunity. If your bank doesn't see it that way, you should see us. Stop by one of our local financial centers, call 1-800-BANK-BBT, or visit bbt.com. Banking, insurance, investments, BB&T. There's opportunity here. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Only deposit products are FDIC insured.
Back here at Riley Park, Drew Brady alongside David Shoemate as Austin Redwine back out on the hill for the Terriers. And David, you talk about the job that he's done, and really just a good job and a line of good jobs by Wofford Terrier pitching this entire tournament.
He has certainly been dominant here tonight. Gave up that solo shot to Swagger, but that has been it for the Citadel, and he's kept his team in it long enough for them to pick up their 3 runs and giving them a chance here as he works into the 7th.
He'll have to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters for the Bulldogs here, starting off with Brian Altman, the third baseman, the hero the other night against the Elon Phoenix on the Phantom Grand Slam, as we're going to dub it. As some of the cadets are jogging through the crowd, trying to get the Citadel fan base up. As the 0-1 pitch delivers. Just missed Altman. Falls inside, 1-1.
Only 2 hits so far for the Citadel.
A pitch. Taken towards the right side. Nice shot there by Adam Wood as he will take it unassisted over to first base, out number 1.
Good job defensively there for Wood with the ground ball hit sharply at him. He got down to one knee to get himself in front of the play, fielded it cleanly, and was able to scamper to the bag in plenty of time for the first out of the inning.
That'll bring Sid Fowler to the plate. With 1 away, here against the right-handed hurler. Mike Gilmartin probably ready at shortstop if needed. As pitch, faking the bunt. Inside, 1-0. Also another reliever getting up in the Wofford pen. Can't see the number as of right now, but I think it's Shane Kirkley warming up to be able to come in at second base like he did the other day. 1-0 pitch. Catch the inside corner for a strike. And David Shoemate, you look at his strategy by Fred Jordan, sending your catcher to the plate to bunt.
Normally that's where you have some power in your lineup, but you look at 267 for Sid Fowler.
Slider just misses inside. 2-1. You hear the Wofford fans, which have showed up.
A strike too.
Yeah, I did as well. But those the Terrier fans have showed up in great numbers today, coming down and supporting the Little Dogs. 2-1 pitch. Did he go? Yes. 2-2.
Maybe a bit of a makeup call there.
Maybe.
There's a very quick reaction from Darryl Arnold saying he offered at that one.
I thought he held back, but we'll go with whatever the man in blue says. 2-2 pitch. Fouled back. Barely enough, as you can hear the Wofford Terrier fans trying to tell Fowler when to swing. And quite honestly, David, I don't know if that's a good strategy by Wofford fans because you're helping them out, telling them when to swing.
True, they must think Redwine's got him overmatched and he's going to swing through it.
Fouled straight back. Count stays at 2-2.
Just got underneath that one a little bit as the curveball hung up and over the plate, and Redwine got away with one there.
He did.
You don't want to get overconfident out on the mound, although he has been having his way with the Citadel lineup.
The pitch, lower and in the dirt, 2-2 still, or 3-2 now. Due up after foul ball will be Joe Horter and Kyle Jordan, if anybody can reach base. As the 3-2 delivery. Found down the third baseline. Foul ball, making it at bat out of it.
He's having a heck of an at-bat. I think this is going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. He's fouled off a couple, able to stay alive, and the Citadel just needs a base runner here to get something going in the 7th.
The pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Second out of the 7th. That'll bring Joe Horter to the plate. He's 0 for 2 on the day. 0 for 1 on the day, but has reached base twice as he drew a one-out walk in the 3rd.
Good hard slider there from Redwine. Dove down and away. And by the time Fowler realized how far out of the strike zone it was going to be, it was way too late as he missed that one by a couple of feet.
Strike 1, caught on the outside edge, 0-1. As here comes the 0-1 delivery. Just outside, 1-1. Redwine has that kind of sweeping action, David, that has seemed to fool a lot of Citadel hitters here.
And what makes it so difficult, he's got a curveball and both a slider.
This one taken in between Gilmartin and wearing it in the hole for a single for Joe Horter.
It's fixing to say the curveball and the slider, very different speeds, but they both had the same action. Out of the hand of the right-hander, Redwine, who can throw that slider down hard and away, or can have that breaking pitch come over the inside portion of the plate. Very difficult for the right-handed batters to pick up. But a nice job there of Joe Horter to keep the inning alive as he found the hole on the left side of the infield. Just the 3rd hit of the night for the Citadel. I don't think we can overestimate that and how much of a factor that has played into this game.
Runner on first, this is taking over the head of Eric Sturkey. Will get out into center field. Back-to-back hits, and the Citadel starting a 2-out rally.
And that may be all for Mr. Redwine.
I think it might be. Looks down to the bullpen as we'll see. I think new pitcher here looks like it'll be Mike Gilmartin as the Terriers have a 3-1 lead here in the bottom half of the 7th, but the Citadel is threatening. We'll be right back on SCSN. New pitcher for the Wofford Terriers. They take a 3-1 lead here. 2/3 of the way through here in the bottom half of the 7th. As the new pitcher is Mike Gilmartin. Name sounds familiar because it's a starting shortstop for the Terriers. 4.80 ERA on the season. 1-3 win-loss record, 19th appearance, 20th appearance checked out on the season. He has 7 saves to his credit and would be a save opportunity here. 30 innings pitched, 39 hits, 24 runs, 16 of them earned, 14 strikeouts, and 12 walks. Hitters hitting .317 against the right-handed shortstop.
And Drew, I know there are 2 men on here at the 7th, but I don't think you can say enough about the outing for Austin Redwine here tonight.
6 2/3 innings pitched. And this one dribbled down the third base line. That'll get Gilmartin out of the inning if all goes well, and it will. Ground ball to third base. Brandon Waring will retire. The Citadel half of the 7th will move to the 8th. As Wofford going for their first Southern Conference Baseball Championship. They lead 3-1 here on SESN. As we move to the top half of the 8th inning, Wofford taking a 3-1 lead to the Citadel. Shane Kirkley, the new second baseman, formerly the designated hitter, is up at the plate. Mike Gilmartin will more than likely hit for himself. As pitch, slider low and outside, 1-0. 2 Citadel arms in the bullpen. We know Link Saunders is one of them. We're trying to figure out who the other one is. I can't see a number. It is a left-hander. Maybe a Nick Sprouse. Maybe Matt Krim. I don't think that's the case, as they would be saving him for tomorrow. But at the same point in time, David, you're down by 2. You got to throw everything to the wall if you're Citadel.
You certainly do, Drew. They've got to keep this at a 3-1 deficit. You look up, and this game moving so fast, you don't hardly realize you've only got 6 outs to work with to try to come back in this one and at least force extras.
Bunt by Shane Kirkley. Swing and a miss is what it is going to count as 1-1. Looks like it is Matt Krim out there.
Interesting. Maybe his arm's strong enough for a couple of innings, but not strong enough to get the start here tonight.
Low and outside, 2-1. But at the same point in time, when you're backed up against the wall, down by 2, and only have 6 outs left, and you need that situational kind of thing, I'm sure he has the ability to come out, pitch to a couple of hitters, maybe pitch to just one here in the 8th. 2-1 pitch, Shane Kirkley. Slider rides well high, 3-1.
You're right, Drew. Everything's off. He's no longer a starter. He is a pitcher. Just like everybody else in the Citadel lineup, they need a lefty. They may go to him. They may go to someone else. No such thing as a starting pitcher. It's just the name you put in the lineup first, especially with as many games as Citadel has played here in this tournament, this being their 6th.
3-1 pitch, driven to left field, but it's going to fall about 80 feet foul. 3-2 count.
I guess we don't want to go with the inside fastball again, as he turned around and just hammered that one, but well foul.
As Smith going from the wind. Taking a long time on the mound to decide what he wants to throw here, but he goes wind pitch. That one driven deep towards left field. Turning and admiring is Chris Slugger. 4-1 lead Wofford.
That ball was crushed.
The 16th home run of the season by Shane Kirkley, and Wofford knows that it is close. They can taste the championship in their mouth. Ball game not over yet, but it's getting closer.
3-run lead, and that is Brandon Waring territory out there, as that is the hardest hit ball I can remember seeing all week.
And that says a lot. We've seen some hard hit balls. And it looks like we're going to have another call to the bullpen. It'll be Link Saunders. We'll tell you all about the Citadel closer when we come back. 4-1 Terrier lead here on the Southern Conference Sports Network. Cram into the game as David Shumay found out pregame that he was not going to be able to start tonight. Obviously going to be able to come in for a pitch in the tournament. He has 1 win, 7 innings pitched, 4 hits, 8 strikeouts, 4 walks against Western Carolina. They only had 4 hits and 7 innings. Absolutely incredible job done there. Justin Smith's day is done as Krim is in, and David Shumay, we look at this decision here by Coach Jordan, not to second guess any of his decisions, but at the same point in time, what's the philosophy in throwing a left-hander in the game, and the first batter he got to face is Brandon Waring?
I guess you figure you look at the way Krim was able to shut down the big bats in the Western Carolina lineup and hope he can do the same here as Wofford is threatening to pull away. After that shot, it's 4-1, and you look at the way the pitching has gone so far for Wofford in this contest. It's a 3-run lead, although Austin Redwine has been chased, but Michael Martin got 1 pitch and 1 out to end the Citadel threat in the 7th. You've got to keep this close because we've talked throughout. There have been issues throughout the season in the Wofford bullpen, and if you're Fred Jordan, you just have to hope they're going to surface here tonight.
The only reason I can think of that you put Krim in right now instead of someone like Link Saunders is that either Saunders is tired, which there is no Link Saunders in the bullpen anymore, unless he changed numbers. The first pitch, high and outside, 1-0. The other thing I can think of is Krim is not a fastball kind of guy, and because of that, you might want to try to change speeds against Waring and make him guess instead of having power versus power, which can end up going a long way. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner, 1-1. The 1-1 delivery. He went around 1-2.
Might have been a called strike anyway, but Waring did indeed offer a ball and 2 strikes, and Matt Krim in. And he's off to a good start ahead of the biggest bat in this Wofford lineup.
As Krim is ahead in the count, 1-2, the pitch. Fastball just outside, 2-2. So my philosophy of Krim coming in, trying to make him guess, he's gone with straight fastballs in all 3 pitches.
He's trying to overpower the right-handed Brandon Waring. Fresh out of the bullpen, see if he has the steam to come up with a strikeout.
The 2-2 pitch. A pop fly hit about 3 miles in the air. Kyle Jordan gives way to Brian Altman as he puts it away for out number 1.
It's an important out right there that you get Brandon Waring. Now you've got John Brandt coming up as the batting average has dipped just a bit. 305 for Brandt, 291 for Wood. So very, very good, but certainly not in the league of Waring.
Krim delivers. Fastball. Foul straight back. Count goes to 0-1. On the day for John Brandt. 1 for 3. Struck out, flied out, and had a single in the 4th. As Krim goes into the line, the 0-1. Fastball just off the outside corner, 1-1. As Krim on the third base side of the rubber will deliver the 1-1 pitch. Fastball catches the outside corner. Once again, check swing by John Brandt, but I think that was a called strike anyway. 1-2.
And a nod to home plate umpire Darrell Arnold. It's so much more to be appeasing when you have a 4-1 lead. Everyone's so nice when things are going good, and they certainly have been rolling for Wofford here this week. What an incredible tournament for the Terriers, and what a historic week here in Charleston for the Wofford baseball program.
Definitely is. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and miss, strike 3. 2 away here in the top half of the 8th.
And you think with Steve Traylor announcing his retirement a couple of weeks ago, a lot of uncertainty about where the future is going to lie for Wofford. They come down here. Would have been very, very easy just to say, let's get this season over with and move on and start fresh. It's a very difficult year, only 8 wins in the regular season. They've come down here and they've just let it all hang out, and it's paying off.
That'll bring Adam Wood to the plate. Has homered in this tournament as a pitch. Fastball low and inside, 1-0. Then again, about everybody got extra base hits in the game against the College of Charleston when they threw up 19 runs. Not everybody, but mostly.
Some kind of a display.
It really was. 12 runs off of SoCon Pitcher of the Year, Nick Chigas, as that ball goes outside, 2-0. Someone that we thought was going to come out and completely dominate the Wofford Terriers. You weren't completely surprised by their win over the Furman Paladins in the play-in round. However, that's when the beauty started, was that 19-6 ride over the Cougars. This one taken towards right field, coming in and handling it is Joe Horter. That'll put an end to the 8th inning for the Wofford Terriers, but not before 1 run is plated on the home run by Shane Kirkley. We move to the bottom half of 8, 4-1 Wofford Terrier lead.
The best seats in the house for a sports event are in the living room of your house, with family, friends, and neighbors catching the game or race on TV. And your neighbors at Food Lion are your support team. They keep you well stocked with fan favorites like snacks, refreshing drinks, and delicious deli trays. All at prices that will have everyone cheering. Before game time or race time, make time to shop Food Lion. Good neighbors, great prices.
The Southern Conference. Its dorms and dates and stately trees. Books and class. And real class. Spectacular sports and passionate fans. Nervous freshmen and confident graduates ready to take on the world. Since 1921, a real learning experience. This is the Southern Conference.
Bottom half of the 8th now is Fred Jordan having a couple minutes to talk with home plate umpire Darrell Arnold. Got to be curious a little bit about what this conversation is about. You would think it would be balls and strikes because he is the home plate umpire. Mike Gilmartin back out on the mound for the Terriers. A lot of home crowd support in between innings from the Citadel faithful. The Wofford faithful also out on their feet. The Terrier, however, still a little scared of the outcome, therefore not watching the game.
And he's still got his friend over there paying him lots of attention. As you wonder if maybe a pinch hitter situation here. But a wee Chris Swager to step in. But as you mentioned, Drew, right before this inning started, Fred Jordan gathered his team out in front of their dugout. Had a little bit, I guess you could call it a pep rally, trying to fire them up, get something going here in the 8th. Down by 3 runs. They're all up on the railing. The crowd went nuts when they broke the huddle. As you can tell, this crowd is just itching for something to go the Bulldogs' way.
It definitely is, and I think it was something about check swings maybe, as he is still up and down the third base line. As it looks like Sonny Means going to go grab a helmet and grab a bat. Don't know who he's going to hit for. And the 0-1 pitch. Shot towards first base. Adam Wood takes it. Flips it over to first. And Speedy Gilmartin retires Chris Swager 1 away.
The difference there in a couple of hits we saw earlier in this game. No one on base, so Adam Wood able to stay back on the edge of the infield and make the play there. If he's covering on base, that's going to be a double down the right field line, and that's just the way things have gone here for Wofford tonight. They've had great pitching, stellar defense, and they're 5 outs away.
Both teams on the edge of the railings as this pitch goes low and inside. Zach Brown 1-0. Brown 0-3 on the day. First baseman, a lot of power in his bat as he takes ball 2 low and inside. Two-0 pitch. Strike on the inside corner, 2-1. Dribbler down towards second. Losing the ball is Shane Kirkland, and then he makes an errant throw. Luckily, Keith Munns is there to back him up.
That's probably going to be an error on the second baseman as he was charging in. Gloved it, bobbled it, and then tried to shuttle glove pass over to Mike Gilmartin. It ended up sailing towards the Wofford dugout. And an error gets someone aboard for the Bulldogs here in the 8th. And how many times, Drew, have we seen a mistake like that start a big rally?
Many times, many times. Richard Jones comes up, 0-3 on the day. You know, he'd like to get something going here. That play on the right side of the infield, a very awkward play. We'll talk about it after the pitch. Down the right field line, that'll go foul.
And Drew, that's somewhere where you can see nerves shake into this one as he's coming in, racing in. Speed of the play makes him want to rush something. You think you have to do more than you really have to. He tried to flip it from his glove, a difficult play that you rarely see even be successful at the major league level. And an errant throw there, and it gets him on aboard. It was going to be difficult to see if he was going to be able to beat the throw anyway. But then you don't want to compound the mistake as that throw got by Gilmartin. Luckily, it stopped before it got into the Wofford dugout.
Serving this towards left field is Richard Jones. Putting it away is John Brandt, 2 down. The thing that confuses me there, David, is Adam Wood heads to his right to try to get to the ball. And coming over is Kirkley, who's not the everyday second baseman for the Terriers. He tries to advance towards the first base area. Gilmartin thinks the bag is going to be covered until he sees both players head for the ball. So he's sprinting over to first base. Very hard play to see who's going to get where. This one dribble back up the middle. Kirkley makes it, flips it over to Sturkey, 3 away. And the Terriers are just 3 outs closer towards the Southern Conference Championship. They'll have a chance to add some insurance runs coming up next as they lead 4-1. You're listening to the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championship on Southern Conference Sports Network. David Shoemate will be back to take you through the night.
it will be the lefty Matt Krim for the Citadel in the ninth. David Shoemate, Drew Branyan with you here as Wofford leads 4-1 over the Citadel. An ironic twist to this one in the last Southern Conference Championship of the year. The Citadel and Wofford, the only two teams in the league without a conference championship. And the Terriers just 3 outs away from their first, not only of the year, but their first on the baseball diamond. And they can do this without losing a game in the tournament. Absolutely stunning. As Krim steps in, it'll be the bottom of the order for Wofford here in the ninth, as that's foul back and out of play by Sterling Dye.
Now, David, I know you've been out of the Southern Conference loop for a while, but
just a year. Can
you name all the championships by all the Southern Conference teams?
You've been in the loop. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, go for it.
All right.
Mandy Copeland screams she can. Everyone in the SoCon office would have that one in the bag. Well, I'll give it a shot.
All right, go ahead.
I will correct you. Pitch is up for ball one. Football is Appalachian State. Soccer is going to be UNC Greensboro. I'd say for men's and women's, but that's probably wrong.
No, that's right. That's right.
Cross country, Chattanooga, I would say.
All you have to do
is
the
men's and Appalachian State took the women's. Other way around. This is served to right and out of play foul.
All you have to do is take every single school and just name one championship that they've succeeded in.
Okay, I see where we're going.
You have ASU and UNCG right now.
Well, Elon got a track title. Men's tennis. I'm cheating.
You can't cheat on a trivia question.
And a 1-2 pitch coming to Sterling Dye. And he rings him up on the inside corner. It squirts away from Sid Fallow, who now comes up with it, guns to first for the first out of the inning. We'll worry about that later, maybe after the game. Talk about things as we want to turn our attention to this championship unfolding in front of us. With one out here, can't believe we're already in the ninth. It has been a quick mover. Wofford leading the Citadel 4-1. And it'll be the right-handing batting Keith Munns to take on Krim. Krim just looking to give his Bulldogs a chance in the bottom half, as that's a strike on the inside corner. Nothing in one. To the catcher, who's hit .265. He doubled in a run in the seventh. And that's a ball up and in. That was one insurance run. They got another one off the bat of Shane Kirkley in that towering solo shot to the deep part of the ballpark this week in the left, as the wind has been blowing the ball back in from that direction, but he just powered it through the wind and made it 4-1, and a swing and a miss. 1-2 for Keith Munns on a ball down in the strike zone. For the Citadel in the bottom of the ninth, it'll be Brian Altman, Sid Fallow, and Joe Horter scheduled to bat the 6, 7, and 8 hitters. And a 1-2 pitch to Keith Munns. Got him swinging. 2 out.
Matt Krim really dealing here in the ninth, and that's what the Citadel needs right now, David. They need to make sure that they keep this lead only at 4-1 and don't extend it, especially with Sturkey coming up. Then you go back to the top of the order and Gil Martin as well.
Chance to retire the side in order and sport a rally cap in the bottom of the ninth, as the Citadel will need at least 3. Otherwise, Wofford will take the title. And the first offering here is on the outside corner for a strike to Sturkey. And the 0-1. Swung on and lifted in the air to center field. Racing in is getting a bad jump on it was Chance Smith, but he has plenty of time to recover for the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. Last gasp for the Citadel. Wofford looking to take the title, leading 4-1 when we come back to Charleston.
Lots of banks have free checking, but Wachovia's free checking has something that no one else can offer. I can do it. Bank rated #1 in customer satisfaction 5 years in a row. Unbeatable free checking, made possible with Wachovia. Stop by, call 800-WACHOVIA, or visit wachovia.com to sign up today. With Wachovia.
Rating based on fourth quarter ACSI customer satisfaction results of the largest retail U.S. banks. Free checking is for personal accounts only. Wachovia Bank and Wachovia Bank of Delaware. Members FDIC.
Mountaineer fans, every victory starts with a great game plan. What if you had a game plan for your health? You'd feel better, right? Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina can help. We've got a whole locker room of resources and programs that can help you create your plan for better health. Visit bcbsnc.com for more information. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is an independent licensee of Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Ninth inning here in Charleston. Bottom of the ninth, last gasp for the Bulldogs, and it'll be Brian Altman to lead things off. It'll probably be a pinch hitter after him as Sonny Meade stands on deck. He would bat for Sid Fallow. And it'll be the right-handed Mike Gilmartin in the ninth for Wofford. There is no action in the bullpen. And the first offering to Brian Altman, outside for a ball. Altman certainly knows about pressure situations as he sent a grand slam off the foul pole and left to keep the Bulldogs in the winner's bracket with a 6-5 win over Elon on Thursday night. And it's quickly 2-0 as Mike Gilmartin has missed twice outside. Got to get 2 men aboard to have a chance to tie it. And the 2-0 pitch, strike on the outside corner.
Wofford never being in this situation before, David. You got to wonder what their mindset is heading in here. Are they nervous? Are they excited? You got to make sure that you concentrate on the game and finish it out.
2-1, another one on the outside corner for Gilmartin. 2-2, and there's nothing Steve Traylor can say like, well, back when we did this, because there is no back when for Wofford.
I was talking to Chris Cook, the Wofford SID, before it's after the pitch.
2-2 pitch, got him looking on the outside corner. One away here in the bottom of the ninth.
I was talking to Wofford SID, Chris Cook, and he said that a lot of the players have had to go by the merchandise stands here at Riley Park to pick up some shirts, because seriously, they didn't pack enough clothes to be here this long.
Hope the hotel could accommodate them, as they have stayed late here into the weekend. You always got to be prepared. And with one out, in steps Sonny Meade, and he's over the top of a changeup for strike one. For Meade on the year, it's a .376 batting average. Easy to see why he's batting with one out here in the bottom of the ninth. Cut on and foul down the left field line quickly, 0-2.
Some people, some Citadel fans might be wondering why he didn't get the start today to designate a hitter role and keep Richard Jones behind the plate, or start him out in right field and have Joe Horter being on the bench. I think it's all about defense for Fred Jordan.
The 0-2 pitch gets just a piece of it and fouls it down the third base line. Meade with 13 doubles on the year, 5 home runs. But again, that .376 average and a .426 on base percentage. But he's in a deep hole here, 0-2. And so are the Bulldogs in the bottom of the ninth. And the 0-2 pitch. Another one foul down the third base line as Meade just staying alive here. As that one rolls all the way into the left field corner, and this is going to halt things for a moment. As Brant will chase it down. And Drew, we were rolling along in this tournament, all these great games, and then all of a sudden you're in the championship game, and Wofford has a chance to go undefeated here in Charleston. They not only won it, if they do succeed here in the bottom of the ninth, they did it without a loss. And the 0-2 pitch misses low and away for ball one, and really, Furman's going to be the smallest margin of defeat.
Yeah.
It's unreal what we've seen here in Charleston. And a 1-2 pitch to Meade. Swung on, lifted to left. That's going to be a base hit as the crowd comes to their feet for the Bulldogs.
Meade had a very good at bat there, David. He was staying right ahead of the breaking pitches. Fouled off enough to get the timing down against Gilmartin, and that's what he needed there. The pinch hitting paid off for Fred Jordan. He's going to go with another one here in Chris McGinnis.
We saw this last night. Chris McGinnis pinch hitting for Joe Horner. McGinnis will step in on the left side, a 255 hitter. You can understand trying to get a left-handed bat to the plate here in the bottom of the ninth. And the first offering he sees is right down the middle, strike one. Not going to get a much better pitch to hit here in the bottom of the ninth. And that has been a problem for several teams in late game situations, an inability to pull the trigger. And an 0-1 pitch outside for a ball. Wofford crowd wanted that pitch, but we could clearly see that was outside.
That was at least 6 to 8 inches outside.
And a 1-1 pitch from Gil Martin. Again outside, 2-1.
McGinnis is doing a good job here of making sure that he doesn't swing at anything off the plate. He is making Gil Martin give him a pitch to hit, and that's what you want to do if you're the Citadel, and he's taking a page out of Sonny Meade's at bat.
2-1 pitch, ball three. Again, all three of those had the right location in between the knees and the belt, but well off the plate.
They're really the same pitch in the same location all three times.
All three times, and the fans upset, but they have nothing to be upset about.
No.
I'm sure Darrell Arnold finds it a little bit comical as well. And a 3-1 pitch. Got him to swing at that one on the outside corner, and the count runs full. Brought it back over the plate, and Chris McGinnis unable to catch up with it. 3-2. Meade aboard with a one-out single. And the payoff pitch. Lifted to left. It's going to stay in play, and that is going to be trouble at the line. To drop it, it's a fair ball. Dropped by John Brand, and there are two on with one out. It hit his glove in fair territory and careened into foul territory. Steve Traylor's going to come out to argue, but the third base umpire, Barry Chambers, was right there to make the call.
So after we've seen Wofford have stellar defense here in the tournament, a couple errors late in the game might cost them. They've now put runners on first and second. What should be just one out, or should be two outs and a runner on first, has turned to one out and runners on first and second. We'll see if that affects him here. You are at the bottom of the order with Kyle Jordan, even though it looks like Conrad Callahan will come out to plate as the pitching coach comes out to check.
A third straight pinch hitter here in the ninth for Fred Jordan. It's worked in the first two attempts as Drew, that one was popped down the left field line and just the perfect placement. Brant racing in, looked like he was going to be able to get there, and then it just hits off the heel of his glove as Steve Traylor's going to leave him in there. And it'll be Mike Gilmartin to face Conrad Callahan, a 143 hitter.
But a left-handed bat, and I think that's what he's looking for right here.
A lefty with two on and one out. And we have had no shortage of drama here in Charleston all week long. We knew they weren't going to go quietly. A single and an error, and they're two on, and the tying run is at the plate. And the first offering to Callahan, outside, ball one.
Trying to paint that outside corner. He needs to give, with the 143 hitter up, you need to give him something to hit, something that he can put on the ground, and maybe in hopes of turning two.
And a 1-0 pitch. And that is on the outside corner, strike one, and the Citadel dugout is irate.
Citadel has the rally caps on, just turning it around backwards. Not quite as inventive as Ty Patton's was earlier today.
Inside out. And there's a 1-1 pitch here. Swung on and fouled back out of play, and Michael Martin has jumped out in front, 1-2. Chance Smith, the leadoff batter, stands on deck. He's 0 for 4 tonight. As Wofford playing Callahan to go the opposite way, shading just a bit to the left in the outfield as this is driven through the right side, a base hit. Stopping at third will be Sonny Meade, and and the bases are loaded in the bottom of the ninth.
You know these Citadel fans are feeling walk-off right now, David.
Chance Smith this year with only 3 home runs, as he'll have a chat with Fred Jordan. No action in the Wofford bullpen as they are loaded with 1 out. And the Citadel looking to force a decisive championship game tomorrow afternoon here in Charleston. This is uncanny. And the wind, if you're curious, is now blowing out to right. It's Sonny Mead at third. He reached on a single. It was an error that got Chris McGinnis aboard here in the ninth, although it was a very difficult play out in left for John Brandt to make. Conrad Callahan has come in and stepped up with a big base hit to load him for Chance Smith, and the tying run is at first. And the first offering from Mike Gilmartin on the inside corner, strike 1. 3 straight pinch hitters, and they've all reached here in the bottom of the ninth. Chance Smith swinging for the fences there, and he missed it, 0-2.
If I was Gilmartin, I wouldn't be in a hurry to strike out this guy, because then you got to face Chris Swager with the bases loaded.
See what Gilmartin does. 0-2 to Chance Smith. Here comes the pitch. Just missed outside.
Wow.
As a couple of Citadel fans glance back and say, woo, we got a break.
That one's been called all night.
Here's the 1-2. Swung on, and he just stays alive as that's fouled off the inside of the left foot of Chance Smith. Good pitch there from Gilmartin. And everybody on their feet here in Riley Park, both for the Citadel and for Wofford. Chance Smith with 8 doubles on the year, the 3 home runs and 18 RBIs. He'd love to find a gap here and tie the game. And the 1-2 pitch. Ring him up on the outside corner. And there are 2 away in the ninth. A called third strike on the black. And Gilmartin is 1 out away. And it's Chris Swager who homered in the 4th on a line out to right. And now the entire stadium is up and raucous.
And this is exactly what you want to see if you're a fan. I'm extremely excited to see what's going to happen here. 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, bases loaded, Citadel down by 3.
And the first pitch is outside for a ball.
You can't ask for anything better here, David.
And the 1-0 pitch to Swager. Bases loaded, bottom of the ninth. The Citadel down by 3. Outside, 2-0. As Gilmartin certainly trying to stay away from Swager here. Don't want to give him one on the inside half that he can turn on. And a 2-0 pitch. Outside, 3-0.
Don't want to walk in and run here. And just because Swager's done some damage in this tournament doesn't mean that Zach Brown's any less dangerous behind him.
See if he gets something good to hit here, 3-0. Ball 4, they walk and run. And on those 4 pitches, not one was close. As coming home is Sonny Mead, and it is 4-2. And they are still loaded with 2 out. And again, it's up to Gilmartin right now. Nobody up in the Wofford bullpen. And in steps Zach Brown, and Richard Jones is now on deck.
And now with walking in that run, David, it puts you 1 run closer, means that you're only a single away from tying it.
Gilmartin deals and catches the outside corner for a strike, and that draws the ire of some 3,000 fans here wearing powder blue. This ballpark holds about 5,000, and we're almost 3/4 full. And the 0-1 pitch outside this time for a ball.
Gilmartin is trying to paint that outside corner, David, and I think he should just get one low in the zone over the plate. I understand you don't want to make it a dangerous pitch and have him put it in a gap because that could end up winning the game for the Citadel.
A single would score 2 as this one is waved right through by Zach Brown. A ball and 2 strikes. And the Citadel is down to their last strike. The right-handed Gilmartin set with a pitch. Zach Brown at the plate. And here we go with the 1-2 offering. Swung on and fouled back, and we'll do it again. You got to go after anything that's close right here. Can't leave it in the hands of Daryl Arnold.
We've seen so many games ending on called strike 3s. You don't want to be that guy if you're the Citadel and wind yourself out in the doghouse.
And a 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging! And the Wofford Terriers have won the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championship as Mike Gilmartin is mobbed out at the mound. Wow. It was certainly entertaining in the bottom of the ninth, but Wofford goes 5-0 here in Charleston and claims their first title of the year in any sport and their first ever in baseball in the Southern Conference.
And the Citadel fan base is just saying half of the Citadel fans are trying to rush out to their car to get out of here. The other half are standing in just complete shock right now. I think even when they were down 4-1, they thought they had this game won, and Wofford Terriers, hats off to them because they came from the play-in round with the 9 seed, did a terrific job, and the Terriers excited.
And drew the advantage of being ahead in the count there, 1-2, a changeup on the outside corner to get him to swing through strike 3. Normally you'd think you'd want to go with the fastball or something for sure there in a pressure situation, able to go off speed and able to get Zach Brown to wave through it. And can you believe it? Wofford came into this tournament the 9 seed. As Drew mentioned, they didn't even have enough clothes to get to the weekend. And they're going to walk out of here with some Southern Conference Championship t-shirts. Lots more to come here from Charleston. We take a break on the Southern Conference Sports Network. A tip of the hat to Stephen Traylor and company as Wofford wins it 4-2 over the Citadel to claim their first baseball championship in the Southern Conference.
Okay, the question before the court is this. Who exactly eliminated the middleman? All right, we'll come clean. Geico is guilty as charged. Yes, we did away with him, and we do it again. After all, when Geico gives you the same great service as the other guys and could save you hundreds on your car insurance, getting rid of the middleman isn't really a crime. It's more of a public service.
Go to geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
The Southern Conference. Its dorms and dates and stately trees. Books and class. And real class. Spectacular sports and passionate fans. Nervous freshmen and confident graduates ready to take on the world. Since 1921, a real learning experience. This is the Southern Conference.
Hello.
Hi, Veronica. It's Melody, Chrissy's mom.
Oh, hi, Melody. How are you?
Fine. Well, a little concerned, actually.
How come?
Well, Chrissy said they were going to the basketball game, but frankly, I'm a bit skeptical.
Oh, you too? Gosh, I hope that's where they were going. I mean, I try my best to keep track of where Beth goes, who she's with, when she'll be back.
Yeah, me too. You know, I didn't even think they liked basketball.
Tell you what, Beth has her cell with her. Why don't I give her a call, and I'll call you right back.
That sounds good.
Okay.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye. Hi, honey. How's the basketball game?
It's okay.
Funny. It doesn't sound like a basketball game.
Let's hear it for the Tomcats basketball team!
Go Tomcats! What were you saying, Mom?
Kids make the right choices when parents stay involved. Call 1-800-359-TALK or visit FamilyTalkOnline.com for a free parent guide on underage drinking. Responsibility matters. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
The 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championships on the Southern Conference Sports Network have been brought to you by Sagebrush Steakhouse. It ain't fancy, but it sure is good. North Carolina's Touchstone Energy Cooperatives. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Your plan for better health. Food Lion. Good neighbors. Great prices.
1998, the first year in the league for the Wofford Terriers. They have not been competitive in baseball at all, even all the way through the regular season this year. But none of that matters now, as they are the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Champions. They go 5-0 in this tournament. And Drew caught up in all the excitement of the ninth, the 4-2 win. How about Austin Redwine tonight? What a key start for the Terriers.
And you talk about coming into this tournament, you knew Wofford was going to have the offense to keep up with anybody. However, you didn't know their pitching was going to be there because they came in with the 7.7 plus ERA. I think it was around 7.78 was it when it came into the tournament. Then you go in, you're last in the conference in defense, around a .950 fielding percentage. So those two things are how you win games with pitching and defense. Offense, if you get into a slugfest, you can win some that way. However, in the Southern Conference with other teams, having the offense and having some pitching that's going to be able to shut people down, Wofford needed to do that to be successful in the tournament, and they did a phenomenal job. Pitching performances from Ben Austin, Redwine. You had Charles Vartanian coming out of the bullpen. Tremendous job there. You talk about the defensive abilities of the Terriers in this tournament. Brandon Waring, which we'll find out about here in just a little bit, but he is got to be the tournament most valuable player, most outstanding player, I guess what they call it. Not only because of his bat, because he broke so many Southern Conference tournament records, but because of his glove in the field. He has made a couple of outstanding plays, and really outside of those two errors that happened in the late innings, probably just due to nervousness by the Wofford Terriers, they were absolutely phenomenal.
You take a look at this run through the tournament. It began back on Tuesday, and essentially the play-in rounds to get in. A fantastic pitching performance for Ben Austin. They win it 5-3, and everyone says, well, they've got absolutely no shot against the College of Charleston. Nick Chigas is unbelievable, 11-0. They pound out 19 runs on 21 hits, 19-6. They beat the College of Charleston. Then everyone says, oh, that was an aberration. There's no way they can keep that up against UNC Greensboro. 12-5, they win that one as the hot offense continues, and everyone says, well, if they get in against the Citadel and it gets to be a pitching game, no shot. Wofford doesn't have any depth. Little to be known, Ben Austin was going to come out and throw a gem last night. They win it 6-2, and then Austin Redwine here tonight wins it 4-2. As let's take a look at some of the all-tournament team members. We told you earlier in the contest, Wofford without an all-tournament team selection in their history in the Southern Conference in baseball, and this all-tournament team is littered with them. As we take a look, the catcher, no shocker, the Richard Jones for the Citadels. He's had a great tournament, a couple of home runs, although this is bittersweet as he accepts his award. The first baseman, Zach Brown for the Citadel, the all-tournament selection. Eric Sturkey, the second baseman for Wofford. They also get the shortstop in Mike Gilmartin. What a job for him to close things down, playing shortstop tonight and then coming in to pitch, loaded the bases, but then shut things down for the Citadel in the bottom of the ninth. The third baseman, no shocker there, Brandon Waring for Wofford. We'll have more on him in a moment. The lone section for Elon, Pat Irvine, an outfielder, had a great tournament. Also, Sean Snell from UNC Greensboro gets on the all-tournament team, joining Chris Swanger in the outfield for the Citadel Bulldogs. The only member of the team for Appalachian State, the designated hitter, Andrew Franco, had a great week here in Charleston. And the pitcher, well, probably due to the fact that he pitched on a day's rest, Ben Austin for the Wofford Terriers, the most outstanding player. Absolutely no shock here. As Drew mentioned, he sets 3 records here this week. Brandon Waring with 5 home runs. You talked about the RBIs, the total bases. And what a moment for Steve Traylor and company out there as they're getting set to accept the automatic berth into the NCAA tournament. It has been quite a week here in Charleston. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll put a wrap on things. From here in Charleston, the Citadel beats or loses to Wofford 4-2 in the tournament final, and the Terriers have taken the title in 2007. Welcome back to Charleston. David Shumate, Drew Brandon with you here at Riley Park as the Terriers have certainly left their mark on this diamond with a 4-2 win over the Citadel as they claim the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Championship. They're just now getting the trophy. And Drew, we talked, Steve Traylor put in his resignation letter 2 weeks ago. I hate to see him go. Maybe they're looking for a paper shredder up in Spartanburg right now.
Maybe, however, he says that there's no way he is coming back. He said that it's a decision he's thought about every single day of the year this year, and I'm sure it was a family-oriented decision. Just wants to spend more time at home, more time with his kids. He just heard his daughter graduated from high school just a couple of days ago, and he couldn't make it to the graduation because the Terriers were doing such a good job, but I'm sure she doesn't really care. She wants to support Dad at all costs, and now his season will be extended as he just accepted the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
What a week for Steve Traylor and company as they take the 2007 title. It's going to be an anxious waiting game for the folks at the College of Charleston in Western Carolina as the field is announced on Monday afternoon. We know that Wofford's going to be in it, but will the Southern Conference continue to get multiple teams into the NCAA field? That's something we'll have to find out as Drew, this tournament proved more than any other, anything can happen when you get into a single elimination, then a double elimination format, as we saw the top two seeds ousted quickly, and it ends up being the 9 seed that takes home the title.
And some people might be angry that the best team doesn't come out and win, but I think that's the best thing about this tournament is because the best team doesn't come out and win, because I thought the best team in this tournament was definitely the Wofford Terriers. You saw so many people count them out, game in and game out. It doesn't matter where it was, like you were talking about before. Everybody, media, SIDs, fans, a lot of different people were counting the Wofford Terriers out coming into today's contest, coming into a lot of different contests, and I think that kind of was like the chip on their shoulder there, the underdog the entire time. You talk to a couple Citadel people before, and you would think that they had this thing won. And I think that's a disheartening thing for the Citadel right now, as some fans are still just sitting around watching Wofford go celebrate out in the left field area. They're just in complete and utter amazement right now, and I think Fred Jordan's got to tell his kids, you know, we're here, second year in a row we lost, got to come back, regroup, get to it next year, have a better season, get a better shot at coming into where we don't have to play in the play-in round.
Being the 7th seed, they certainly couldn't expect to be here this weekend. It's been an incredible run for the Citadel. I want to give a tip of the hat to them as they've done a great job here this week as well. But the week has belonged to the Wofford Terriers. You think about some of the things we've seen here this week. We mentioned the outing for Nick Chigas that went horribly wrong for the College of Charleston as he gives up 12 runs, the most he's given up in his career. He gets his first loss of the year. That 19 runs is the most scored in any game in this tournament. We've seen a triple play, a phantom grand slam, as you called it. Last night, a 10-inning affair. It's been quite a week here in Charleston. It's been great to do it with you, Drew.
Yeah, thanks a lot, David Shumate. Glad to have you back on the airwaves with us. I know you've taken a year off and are going to go pursue a longer degree here in just a few short months. So best of luck with that, as it was an awesome week.
It's been a lot of fun here in Charleston. For Drew Brandon, I'm David Shumate. Thanks so much to Mandy Copeland for all her hard work this week as we say goodnight from Charleston as the Wofford Terriers win it 4-2, and they're the 2007 Southern Conference Baseball Champions.